Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the UCE Nations Cup. Finally, we get the action back underway after some bit of a break. I hope you've all had a fantastic Christmas and New Year. It is great to have us back for what is going to be the last tournament covered here by UCE. We're into the semi-finals. I'm joined once again here by none other than Zep. Zep, hope you've had a good New Year. You've been recovering, but we're here for some more Call of Duty mobile action. Are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. I have to say, going through that Christmas period with the flu was not nice whatsoever, but we're on the other end. We're in 2026, new year, new me, new all of us here over at the Nations Cup 2025. Of course, was supposed to conclude in 2025, but technical difficulties meant that we had to deal with the delays. But we're here, we're finally getting it done over the weekend, and it is a pleasure to be here with you once again, Mark, to cover the semi-finals where we're going to be seeing Germany versus Iran, which should be an absolutely terrific series to watch. Again, teams who make it this far have made it this far for a reason. No slouches, no gimmies, no easy games. It is going to be rough. It is going to be difficult from here as we take a look at this Iranian side.
Yeah, definitely a very strong side nonetheless as well. Two of these players competed in the 1v1 tournament back in April, Apoko and Destin, who came third and fourth respectively in that sniper 1v1 tournament. So expect that potentially to see that in a Search and Destroy coming up soon enough, but definitely a team to be reckoned with. Problem is they're up against Germany, and Germany, I can't lie, they're probably one of the favourites. I'm surprised they're even here and still not straight into that grand finals, but we're going to be getting into that grand finals soon enough. They'll be up against whoever wins this will be heading towards England, and if you look at that roster, there's lots of names there to just pick at one and you'll understand why they're here and why they're in such a solid position here in the semi-final.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, you've got Lighty, Neil, and Zuko, just two to mention. Lighty actually recently won Player of the Year in 2025 with Neil and Zuko both nominated, and they have won all UCE tournaments in 2025. The Nation Cup could potentially finish it off for them, and I mean, that is just an absolutely phenomenal statistic to take into consideration, especially when it's a national side thing. You're looking at these players, they're, maybe working together and not the strongest combination, right? And that's what makes kind of seeing national competition so interesting, right? We're used to seeing clubs and esports organizations trying to piece together the best roster, but with nations, you're kind of stuck with what you're given, and there's going to be so much interest given that we have the Esports Nations Cup coming up in 2026, that the overall ability of countries in general to be able to pile together their top esports stars and make the most out of those situations. So for Germany, they're really proving that they have some top talent, but that top talent is going to have to go up against another top side in Iran in this map pool, and this looks like a one hell of a map set.
Yeah, definitely is. I'm looking forward to it. The first three maps are pretty much every single one of these maps are like critical to Call of Duty history in every single form. Slums kicking us off in Hardpoint, which is picked here by the Iranian side. Then you go to Germany, pick on that standoff, Search and Destroy, and a Raid Control. Obviously, if we go any further in the series, if we get to that stage, it will be a Hardpoint on Combine, and then we'll see none other than Firing Range, which is always a great final map if we get there in the distance, because everybody loves to use the snipers in Search and Destroy, especially in Firing Range.
I mean, it's just one of the things we love about COD Mobile, right? Again, perhaps running the risk of stating the obvious here, but it is just like a legacy piece for Call of Duty. We get to see the best maps come back and all be combined into the competitive map pool, which just makes it really, really interesting. I wish, the COD, the normal COD, should we say, actually took a page out of the competitive book of COD Mobile and allowed for more of these legacy maps to be in competitive, because people remember them fondly for a reason. They're great maps and they're utilized absolutely phenomenally by COD Mobile, integrating different weapons, different skins, different character abilities, whatever it may be. It's just absolutely phenomenal to see. And you look at some of these maps again, as I discussed in previous broadcasts, Combine, the first ever map that I played on Black Ops 3 in the open beta for that game, which was the COD that got me into competitive COD to begin with, right? So that is the first map really for me when I look at my entire history of Call of Duty leading up until now. So love seeing these maps back in, love seeing these teams be able to show off their abilities on this map and sort of remind me of how terrible I was to begin with the levels that they bring to this game.
Definitely, and the fact that they're doing it with just a mobile device as well is phenomenal. I can't even do that with a controller in a hand. Even with the best PC at my helm, probably would not still be anywhere near the same level these guys are managing to show up, and that's exactly why they're here in the semi-finals. Remember, it won't be all dead here if you do lose in this matchup here in the semi-final. You still have a third place playoff where you'll be facing up against Russia. That will be off stream though, but the grand final will be on Sunday, so we're only a couple of days away from that. We're a couple of rounds matches potentially here in these maps, potentially, hopefully, all the way to map 5 to decide it. So it gives us a close contest and a lot more COD Mobile for the rest of us to kind of watch it in the background there at home. But yeah, you're going to have to put your all on the line here because it's all or nothing for that grand final spot. Germany, obviously, the kind of team to win this one, potentially the most favourite pick here between these two sides, looking at the poll at least anyway. It's a 73% heading the way. Well, make that 75% because it keeps getting changed as you guys vote at home. But yeah, it's 75 to 25% difference there with Iranian getting some support in the background. So we're ready to go. You can see that beautiful flyover here of Slums, another fantastic map. We're going to kick us off in the hard point where P1 is this beautiful area here on the map, right bang smack in the middle. But yeah, what would you say you're looking to kind of do kicking us off early on here?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you're just, from the Iranian side, you're coming into this as the underdogs. You're coming up against the very best. And you know how much people do love an underdog story. And you have your fans in here tonight checking this one out, rooting for you to get the job done for your nation. So will they be able to do so here? Again, if there's any time to cause an upset or to start, turning the cogs of an upset, I would say it is that map 1. You want to go in as warm as possible because, again, your two sides that are at least competitively you're going into this map cold, right? So if you go against the Germany side, going into map 2, who are on that map 2 kind of full steam ahead, everything going well for them, you're setting yourself up with an absolute mountain to climb, and you already have a pretty tall hill to climb as it is. Try not making a mountain. Both of you are cold. You get warm first. Take as much advantage of the situation as possible, and don't let Germany get warm. They are arguably the very best in the world when they do, so it's a case of damage limitation until you can set the moment to strike.
Yeah, exactly that. And I'd say anything if it's a mountain to climb here for them. I'd say Ben Nevis to start us off with. Depending on how the series starts going, it might start becoming more and more like Everest because there's a massive difference in that mountain you have to climb. If you do end up going down one map, that's going to put the pressure on for the Iranian side if they do go one down, because you're instantly thinking, oh, well, this might be the game over well already. But you can't let your head drop. There is 5 maps in this best of 5. You just need to take one of them to take it a little bit further in the series. So maybe there's a chance at some point just to steal something away from the German side and at least put them under the cosh.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially I feel like in the respawns on COD Mobile, that's your opportunity to take as much as you can from this German side, because you go into a search and destroy when you're such a well-oiled machine across the board. It's very, very difficult to stop you because, yes, search and destroy, a lot of times you can look at it as your outlier mode, a mode where anything can happen so that you can go in and sort of make something happen where it otherwise wouldn't have. But I feel like with COD Mobile, with the size of the map, with the fact that you have 5 players, you get everything on lock, right? If you have 5 players running, the strats are nailed down, you're going in for the kills, you're playing the rounds consistently and quick, and you're kind of isolating the individual strategies of other teams on the opposing rounds, whatever that may be. It leaves you really scratching your head as to what to do, right? There's not much variety you can pull out of the hat. And so if this Germany side's able to lock it down then in these search and destroys, then Iran is going to have such a torrid time of trying to break that setup down. You need to revel in the chaos of a hard point and a control and just try and make things awkward. Try and get the timing set in your way, whether it's map control flipping the spawns, whether it's raw slaying power. You got to get something right. You have to assert yourself in map 1 as doing at least one thing better than the opposition, because if Germany just come out of the rip and are doing everything better, then I'm sorry to say it, I might be calling it early if that is the case, but we could have a very short series on our hands.
Yeah, we could definitely. If they get into that 6th gear, definitely Germany can just run away with things, as they have seen, and we have seen them do so far in the tournament. They're one of these sides, right? As soon as you get streaks going, you start running back and forward with streaks. You get the operator skills just constantly going back and forward, and you just don't get a time to settle if you're Iran and any other team that's played up against Germany, that's for sure, because they can just keep cycling and cycling and cycling because they're just doing so much damage on the map, and you just can't afford them to do that. But on the other hand, if you manage to get a wee little streak going yourself, there is a chance to kind of throw them off kilter and hopefully kind of make it a little bit better for you. Sorry about the delay as well. We're just waiting on players to ready up and get us into the action. But while that's all happened, Germany's percentage has gone up a little bit, up to 82%, as it keeps constantly changing there for the votes. Because you guys are listening to us and changing your votes, or maybe changing something up here. Or people are thinking, I'm going to listen to what these boys have got to say on the cast. Maybe they are going to help point us in that right direction. But it's good to see that it is slowly changing every so slightly. So let's get us into the action. Let's get us into slums, because I'm sure everybody at home is waiting, just like we are on the end of this mic, ready to call some Call of Duty.
Absolutely. I am itching to get into it. And by the way, I have to say, I did vote for Iran there, make the numbers just a little bit more even, because come on, we're Irish and Scottish between us, Mark. We are the underdogs in practically every sporting story or outing that exists other than rugby for all the 10 national teams that actually play it. So, you know, we got to support the underdogs. You know, we got to support the guys that are fighting from the back foot. And as we're finally into this map one, can Iran shock us all, or Germany going to continue the status quo?
Here, we'll just have to wait and see. Is there going to be an exception or what this happens, but they're going to be the first team to get in control of that spawn back and forward. The kills will go, as we always expect P1 to be really dicey to kick us off. Is it going to be a streak set up here as we start to build back and forward, 2 kills each, but nothing really set in stone for anybody to get full control.
Now, which is exactly what Iran did. Not want this German side to get full control of the just about stayed under. There's on that time to 21, always going to be back and forth, always going to be mixy. Iran continuing to try and make it difficult, but actually getting on some time themselves and picking a nice wave of kills to keep Germany heads back. Long time to remember early on, they need to get themselves in position over the P2, but for now, get the time that is in front of you as Germany once again going to try and get on for the steal. Successfully do so. Both with Germany have this ball for Iran to struggle to break through the middle of the map, but they need to be doing so now.
They've got a wee bit of a split spawn there as well from Germany. Their number 2 does get spawned a little bit further away into Narnia. They're trying to make his way back, but Iran, you've got the lead ever so slightly to that 1 second, but you know what, it's a good start from them here. This is where it starts to get really interesting. Now this is uphill, you can hold for the majority of the time when Germany in control. You don't see them letting go of that control. Let's see if they can keep their eyes focused on the enemy points, because that seems to be what they're doing well. Firstly, will fall here. Narman finds the kill. That's 2 dead in the feed, but then War Machine comes out. Beer finds 3. And finds another. There's a full wipe. Renion's not making it into that hard point yet.
Yeah, this is not the lead of being a pure man. I mean, yes, doing well on that first point, but Germany, they have not moved through the middle of the map, and that was for a good reason. Recognizing the P2, and the setup has been, this is literally as clean as it gets. I believe that may be the first contest for how long it will last. Actually doing a decent job moving in from a lot of scrap time, but it's not really going to be worth it. But this is where Iran can answer back. They have complete control of P3. Germany's going to take them at least 5 seconds to get rotated around here, so you have a chance to get set up. But this wave of kills is vital. You need to prove to Germany that you can hold just as well as they can.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is you've got Beer on a minute at the map, just on 19 kills so far already at this stage is phenomenal feat, and that is why you're seeing the different skill streaks coming out, the operator skills coming out here as well. But Armin, the equalizer, he's been getting a couple of kills with that one as well. Now, are holding on for a good time here on the P3. Contest might eventually come in here as Germany do get a couple of kills, but it's only for a few seconds as Exception shuts down Beer, and it's going to be free. Make that 4 dead in the feed. Once again, Iran are wiping the floor using the Annihilator here as well to get extra kills, but Zuko does the same. He gets 1, he gets 2 and 3. All of a sudden, 4. Is it 4? Oh, could have been a 5th as well, but it's not going to be. Germany still getting to this hard point.
I think Iran are going to be happy with this spawn flip, right? They're actually spawning over towards that P4 now. This has done so. They're spawning over. Germany's spawning with Asco and in the back, so he's in a position to hold here in what will arguably be better spawns. But now you're actually seeing where the spawns are coming from. You can see a potential pinch on, but the back are cleared immaculately well. Iran have the spawns completely, and now can watch from the front. This is terrific so far, and the actual rotation for spawns has been so important for both of these sides. But Iran so far coming out on top across between P3 and 4.
It's been absolutely clear back and forward we're going again. If we control for Iran as they're obviously in the lead now, but how long will that last? Germany's still spawning mid-map for their opportunity to try and get into these drones coming out. Poker phase 2 with that is Spy and Fear going to be able to find the kills, and Nate Cycle finds another 2 in the feed as well, and it makes it a pretty dead in a row here. Germany again to get into this hill as well. 2 hills back to back.
Right now, Germany really are applying the pressure, making life difficult, but Iran are dealing with that difficulty, which I think has been incredibly important. Germany is going to come at it hard, but use this to make life difficult. Team insanely good at applying the pressure, usually breaks teams. The moments Iran are doing a successful job of holding, and again, look at the way that the maps split, the way these spawns are being orchestrated. Iran have a relative amount of P1 control, but they have the spawn set for the P2, and if they can keep them, they'll have chained together nearly a full set of rotations here from P3 onwards. It has just been immaculate from them so far, but they want to make sure that even if Germany get a little bit of time on this point, that they don't break through to that P2, because otherwise Germany are on the cards to get another clean 60 and take the lead right back.
Yeah, exactly. That was Vera having a pull at the War Machine once again. He was struggling to find a few kills for a while there, and he eventually gets the operator skill, uses that to get a good few kills there to build himself back up here, and it's instantly Equalizer is shut down as soon as he pulls that out as well. That's unfortunate for Germany. They still have control of that hard point, but the contest is now in. Tempest being fired here from Neo as well. No, this is going to be interesting because you can see one player, Germany, in the back there trying to hold the spawns. Ares knows he's there. Ares can't win the gunfight. It's going to be Vera that wins that one, giving Germany the chance for P2. But they're still behind that Iranian squad, but not by much now. Only a 19-point gap here between them, and they might well hold this if they can get the final kill in the back and get that spawn. But Iran break it. One player in the back to find, and he does do that. Cycle is going to hopefully get him into that back, because once again, Spy hiding for dear life in that spawn.
Yeah, Germany are doing a great job here of just trying to get those spawns, because they know when they have the spawns, they're surely going to be, at the very least, able to break in for a 20, if not more, if they can keep the pressure up. But now starting to spawn slightly wider here may actually suit them to be able to get in on the cut across here and just kind of shut down this Iranian push down the line, as we're seeing them spawn a little further and further out. But now Germany on the time finally. Iran done a great job of sort of holding from the front, but Germany eventually making the use of the spawns, getting them pushed out, and should be clean for the rest of this time, but a bit more of an even split as opposed to the clean 60 that the spawn holder would have loved to have had. Very, very different in contrast to the first time in that P2, which again just shows how these teams are learning against playing each other as we go along. They are adapting super well. Now over towards the P3, where once again Iran are set on the spawns, but not as cleanly as the last time around. You have players pushing through, making life difficult. Could we see this one become back and forth now?
Well, that's it. The spawn goes away. Germany in the back, but he's shut down and instantly slips straight back out of Iran. But chance to hold the whole time again, as he did on that first set of rotations. If they do so, it is going to be a difficult task for Germany to get themselves back in it, because last time out they strung this hard point and the next together pretty convincingly. But that is the break for a few seconds, but it doesn't last long. You see Cycle using the Hunter Killer, finding 2 areas, finds the third, and all of a sudden you've got a full clean sweep of Germany, and they're now trying to rotate in around from the behind. And if they can possibly try and get that spawn, there is a chance. But Neyman finds 3 in the feed. Nariman just doing a fantastic work around, doing a fantastic job to hold once again.
Yeah, terrific job once again from Iran, making life difficult. Germany are fighting to hang on here, and again had a little bit of time holding from the front, but weren't able to make the most of it. Spawn still proving to be king, but this time around Germany, you know, they've pretty strong spawns in the back for P4. Iran are playing tight together on the point. Can Germany play the trades and get them pushed off? We're seeing once again the spawns out though now, which may lead to a pinch unless Iran can get pushed out of the back straight away. But we are seeing the flankers come through on the left. If you look at that mini-map, folks, huge gunfight happening in the back, which will allow for a clean hold for Iran. It is very back and forth. You see the dots bouncing about, but it looks like it might... Actually, no, Germany do manage to hold on. They've held on to the spawns, and because of that, they are retaining the pressure they have on hill, whereas Iran are now spawning wide, trying to come around the back. Germany are going to be set for at least another 10 to 15 seconds, and this has been a huge hill for them to claw back some of that time as Iran build a little bit of a lead. But as I've been saying all that, Iran have come through around the back and just gone on a cleanup job and wiped Germany off the face of the map.
It's called a death machine for a reason, is exactly what it did. It brought death to the German side inside the hardpoint. Exception finding 3 or 4 there, and eventually the break instantly comes back in for Iran. Now, better missile as well to try and stop it and give them more time in their remaining scrap time. Potentially going to take that past that 200 point mark as well. Only 50 more seconds needed for Iran to take map number 1. Germany have got to try and be clean from here, heading back towards P1 for our first set of rotations, and they have yet to hold the last couple of hills at all.
It's been fascinating. We saw Germany start off the rip. You know, you look at those first 2 points and you would have said, okay, Germany are going to have this one in clutch. But from there, Iran went through a wave of being really clinical. And then from there, it's been consistent back and forth. But with Iran always just getting slightly more to keep Germany sort of pushed back. We've not seen Germany close this to a 15 or 10 point game. It's always been 20 and 30s. Iran have been playing it comfortable, just happy to split hill time half and half. Works better for them at the moment, but now Germany are going to have to go in for the kill, and they're going to have to start playing to perfection, as you said, which they're seemingly doing here. They're looking to wipe the board, and it's a clean hole so far on P1, with also spawns for P2 in mind. They are going Iran's way at the moment, but you look at that map position, they can very easily funnel off towards P2, which, as you see at the bottom of the map, looks like they may be trying to angle to do that right now. These P2 spawns are going to be huge, and they're going for them.
Well, here he's just 3 dead in the feet there to try and get Germany from all over the place. They're still going to hold that back spawn here for P2. Spies in the back, but he's been found out, and the rotation coming in from Iran. They're trying to hold that P2. They've got the war machine. They're trying to get the shots in, but instead it's the Sparrow that will take them down to going away for gone. But Nariman finding the spawns. Guess what? Iran have the spawns for P2. They have the chance to potentially close this out here on map number 1 for their chance. They go 1 up against what we would say is the title favourites, but so far it is not looking that way. Germany yet to get off the full mark here. Nades coming out, and that's going to be the spawn contested, and the whole hardpoint also changed hands here as Germany get in control.
Yeah, a couple of gunfights lost there means a little bit of trouble potentially in the back, and just as I say that, Germany do break through. They have the spawns, but they need to get pushed up quite quickly onto this hill. Iran now are being pushed off it, but Germany need to get a lot of time off this because they have struggled at P3. They need to get on this time, and they need to push through for P3, but it's not happening. Iran are actually playing holding the scrap from the front whilst also being set up towards P3. Potentially disaster ensuing here. If I was Germany, I'd be rotating straight for that P3 right now. P2, you're getting nothing from it. They are playing for the spawns, but you look at Iran, already 3 set up, and they are ready for that back flank as well. Germany are split. They are floundering, trying to get towards this point, whereas Iran are playing together. They're in control and on the point that could win them the map.
Yeah, there we go. Death Machine Tempest all being invested here as McNeil on the point. Finds 1, finds a second, has to pull out the VMP but can't win it there. Con finds 2 himself, but instead Apoko, he gets the annihilated out, but he only gets 1 from it. Germany still yet to get in control of P3, the best hardpoint that Iran has held this whole series so far. They're 240, 9 more seconds needed here, and they win them up, but Germany's managed to take it to almost 200 points to themselves. They need to contest, they need to get in, but they're just getting absolutely outslain in the back now.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Iran have held on. There's a contest in here, but it'll only be momentarily as Iran get over the line, take this one 250 to 198. And Iran, in shocking circumstances, go 1-0 up in this best of 5 series against the, as you say, the title contenders, the ones you think that are going to win it all in Germany. The underdog story ringing true so far. Plenty to go, but man, that's a great start.
Well, that's the best that ever. You can see why it was their pick in map as well. They know slums like the back of their hand. Clearly, they've probably been invested in focusing on that map themselves. Let's pull up the scores though. You'll get to see how everybody competed. 2 players, they are over 50 on that Iranian side there. Nariman with a 54 bomb. Unbelievable. 2 minutes on the hill here as well for Psycho. He's doing a fantastic job. Even here is an exception with over a minute on that hill. Plenty of kills to them as well, unfortunately. On the side of Germany, they looked like at one point they were outslain for quite some time. Zuko was 52 kills as well, and yeah, they were just not able to get the right kills at the right moments there to break that hill every single time. Iran were getting 1 numbers knocked off here or there, but they still have people in the back, and they were still keeping the spawn, especially for P3. That was their strongest hardpoint throughout that whole map.
Yeah, I mean, like Nariman with the amount of kills that he got, and then having other players, picking up kills. I mean, what was one of them? The name kind of just not on the screen now, so it's kind of gone from my head straight away. Apologies for that, but I mean, 50 kills in 2 minutes in Hill, that is absolutely outrageous, right?
Psycho,
How often did we see Nariman come through with the 2 or 3 piece? There was at one point, I believe the second time we went on to P3, where the point looked nearly lost, and Nariman was coming in with the 3. And what's been super fascinating to watch about this as well is that we're seeing players consistently, I think even on the German side as well, came through with 2 pieces, 3 pieces, but still rarely being able to get full control of a point after getting a 3 piece, right? And you wonder where from there is it all falling apart. Clearly Iran were having it work better for them. They got more time, but Germany had moments of really outslaying as well, but weren't able to make that count for as much time, which just goes to show the level of map control Iran can bring to a game.
Yeah, definitely. This is where we say S&D, right? We know the script. Most people have got these down to a T, their setups, everything like that. Germany normally really good when it comes to their setups on a search and destroy. Let's see if they can pull this back here. They need to try and get a win here. Don't want to go 2-0 down. Yes, there is still a chance, but 2-0 down makes things a little bit more difficult and a little bit more interesting. But if they get the map win here on standoff, it is their pick as well, then we will see that control tied up. Germany hopefully get off to a good start. They got off a great start on a hard point, but just couldn't keep that momentum from their first P2. Everything else from there on out kind of went a little bit downhill on that hill. They didn't manage to hold for about 30 seconds or so more on any hill after that.
Yeah, look, it's a tough order, I think, for both of these teams at the moment, right? We're going into Germany's pick now. I think Search and Destroy is a mode as well where their kind of experience and their cool, calm collectiveness will, be enough to see off this Iranian side, right? Again, I think Iran took a page out of the book that I was saying and reveling in the chaos of a hard point, making that work for them. And of course, a phenomenal team of playing together as well. But as you say, Search and Destroy, it's one of those modes that everyone is good at. But Germany, being one of the best sides, playing on a map mode combination that I'm sure has been ran through hundreds of times, you're probably going to see them as a side that if they've not been knocked by map 1, they will be at their very best in terms of utilizing their experience. So Iran still have an uphill battle from here. But if they can manage to sneak it, they'll find themselves all of a sudden near the finish line.
Yeah, there we go. We've got Veer with the sniper out here, Tundra in hand, going down towards that A-bomb site is Germany for their attack. Normally it seems to be the more prioritized point, but there we go. The shot with the shotgun misses. All of a sudden Zuko gets the first blood, going to get the second kill as well, and the third. Line them up, gone finds the fourth, and all of a sudden it's all down to Exception. He's got a scope and he's not going to be able to do much with it, or is he? Because he finds Zuko, the player on that streak to start us off. Now he's got to try and deal with another 4 players.
Well, look, you take your small victories in a round where you're getting trounced to take a player off their streak and pick up 2 kills actually in the process. Nice plays from Iran, but ultimately Germany, cool, clean, clinical in their ability to run through that Iranian side. As he said there, Zuko going absolutely huge. Will he be able to continue to do so in round 2?
Yeah, I mean, Zuko, a great start like that, finding 3, especially when everybody was pretty much on the end of his barrel. He manages to still win the gunfights when he just runs around the corner. Exception, once again, though, has that scope out, and look at what the work he does, where he finds one, and he finds Neil all of a sudden. He's got a chance to make this their round. 2 kills to the good.
Yeah, great position to be in here. You do not want this Germany side to start chaining rounds, picking up those snipes, getting a little bit more aggressive, recognizing that his shot is on point, but Germany answer back with 2 themselves, then another traded in. It is a 2 versus 3. Iran with the numbers in hand. Again, a great opportunity, but with Zuko still alive, you can't count your blessings.
No, you're definitely not. He could find 3 in a round, that's for sure. He's got to try and see if he could do the same. He's found the first, it's Ares. Now he's got to deal with another 2. He knows where Psycho is, and he knows where the other 2 players are of that Iranian side. But Psycho decides, you know what, I'm not challenging that. I've got a shotgun. I don't want to come out into the open. I'll wait till somebody comes towards me. Very clever play there from Psycho for sure. As Germany head towards that A-bomb site, Ipoko is sitting, waiting in prey, looking for that opportunity now. And that bomb does go down.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity for the bomb to go down, but Iran look like they're going to work for the quick pinch here as they are kind of either side. Again, just waiting, trying to close the angle here with the shotgun. Psycho trying to get through, but Zuko picking up 1 and the snipe for the second.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, he is on one here in this Search and Destroy. 2-0 for Germany. Another round carried through by Zuko.
Yeah, phenomenal. A great pickup for the sniper to take the kill as well. Just why I love snipers, and I love the fact that now we are seeing it back in our Call of Duty. It's not as much as this, but it is good to see it back. It is great. It gets moments just like that as Zuko pulls out the bag. Now, here is lines one up. Exception with the other skill finds the other onto Veer, and all of a sudden around once again the first 2 kills go their way, but now can they hold out to win the round for a change? Because last time they let it falter and Germany took full control once again. Is that going to be happening again, or is Iran going to be able to hold their nerve?
I don't care if it's a 1v5. If Zukul is still alive, then you are not home and dry, as he picks up one there, nearly dropping, but managing to get the kill, rotating out to be safe with his teammate. A 3 versus 3 situation now as Gone manages to pick up one. Once again, Germany proving that patience works, kind of recollecting around that by all rights shouldn't be there. We still have the work to do, getting the bomb down, but Zukul picking up another. Somebody stop this man, please. All of a sudden a 3 versus 1, Psycho the last alive. Another round that Iran could argue that they've thrown here as Psycho gets done in, and 3-0 to Germany. This has been, whilst it's a great team performance, it has to be one of the best solo performances I think I've ever seen in Call of Duty right now.
Yeah, Zuko just absolutely slaying out. You had a problem there. You left was at Psycho on his own in a 1v3 scenario when you had that first 2 kills going your way. Iran need to sort that out. They need to work together as the final players remain. And when you've got 2-player advantage, you have to work for the trade. You have to work together. And there you go. Iboko once again is Iran to open up that first blood. Now they get back. They need to start thinking about where they're going to go. Zuko though finds 2 once again, and even things right back up here is getting Spy with that scope once again. But now you're in a 3 versus 3.
He finally gets dropped, and this is going to be huge for Iran to maybe pick up a round. But I mean, must be coming through with a bit of revenge, maybe annoyed that he was only nominated for Player of the Year, trying to prove here that maybe he should have won the entire thing. But Veer picking up a huge snipe makes us a 2 versus 1. This will be a 1v3, I believe, if he's able to win out with the sniper in hand. He is just ready and waiting, but I think Ares recognizes the bomb is down. The stun coming through though, so Veer knows where to look. Will he hit the shot though? The timings are weird. He misses it. Oh my god, this is huge. He gets dropped.
Yep, here it is, gets that pixel around the corner of the wall, and then finds that scalp, and Iran get 1 on the board. Finally, their first kill is going the way. Actually gives them a conversion on the round. That's exactly what they need to do, and they need to keep going now with it if they can, potentially against that first blood again, because they've had so many of them, and so many of them they have lost the overall fight. Can they do it this time round? Who's going to go up? And they've got the defensive side still here. Iran should kind of start to work out what Germany are bringing to the table.
Yeah, again, Germany are just kind of happy to play slow, and if they haven't recognized that by now, then there is an issue. But Exception coming through with the first blood, and they've been quite consistent, Iran, with these first bloods. A positive to take in for when they go to the offensive side, but Neil managing to even it back up. But Nariman now with a snipe himself, and the snipes back and forth mean that Germany are down in numbers. But Zukul is still alive. Always a danger man as we're on board with him now. Will he get this first pick? He absolutely will. Most stupid question I'll ever ask, as he gets 1, trying to get the second.
Of course he does. Never doubt that, man. He is looking fine. He's at 11 kills so far in the first 4 rounds of Search and Destroy here. Naraman, no, once again, finds another kill, and it's now Zuko on his own. He finds Psycho. Now he's got 2 more players to deal with. He knows where one is. He knows where the second one is as well. But Ares has the sniper out and will finish off the round. Iran getting 2 back-to-back.
Yeah, Ares, you know, doing a solid job there, picking up that snipe. I think that's the only way you're going to stop Zukul at the moment, is making sure you hit that first shot, just purely relying on the TTK, because when it comes to that accuracy, there's no one better than Zukul right now, so you need a gun that's going to wipe him off the face of this planet as quickly as humanly possible. As now into round number 6, Iran have done a great job of pulling this one back, considering their morale could have been down, but still a long, long way to go.
Yeah, 100%. A long, long way to go. We're not even to that target of 7 yet. It is going to be an interesting one. Verdo finds 2 once again to kind of even things back up. Actually, it gives them the advantage now here. Germany have got the extra number. 1 player on the back, though. He just gets found out. Ipoko was trying to wrap around the back, but he's shut down by Neil. And now is definitely a much more difficult task here for the Iranians to try and stop this attack.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Psycho running through, caught out, managed to get that kill. Absolutely shouldn't have. Decides, hey, I'm going to get another while I'm at it. Picking up 2, taking out Zukul in the process, but now the snipes coming through from Germany finish the job. And these rounds are so back and forth. It's so hard to call them because, halfway through that round, I was going to say Germany seemed like a side who are growing into this one as a team, beyond just relying on Zuko. They are getting better. But then the way Iran pulled that back, you can never count, I think, either of these sides out.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Definitely not. They can find moments that need at the right times here. Here is going to try and line up for one. He does find Gone now. He is gone. Can he find any more opportunity trying to come? He's going to expect him over towards that A site, considering one of the players were there, and you can see a different attack here coming up from Iran than we have previously seen so far. They're wrapping around all the way around the map towards that B bomb site, the site that never really gets picked off very often, but that is catching Germany off guard. It's only Spy and Zuko left, but Zuko's shut down by a shotgun, and Spy is around the corner. He'll trade it out, and he'll trade another one out. Now he's looking at 1 versus 3, but Exception will shut him down. Iran get one on the board and a B-bomb site push, which is great to see.
Yeah, worked out for Iran there now on this offensive side, making it work for them there in that B push, as you say, catching them out. Germany weren't ready for that, and that's what you have to do against this German side. You've got to play outside of the box. You have to make them second guess what you'll do to try and catch the timings and split up their holds as well, because if they can sort of hold hands and get united on a site, then all of a sudden you have a really, really difficult job contending against the level that these players are bringing. But now onto this round number 8, Iran trying to pull it back even.
Yeah, you can see them doing a great job to start off that first blood once again, work in their favour, make that a second kill going their way as well. Spy is found out by Psycho. They found a third player, and that's Vern. He's got a scope. He's going to have to try and dance around the truck if he can. He's trying his best, but he's up against a shotgun at close range. Not going to work out. All of a sudden, it's Zuko, the man that can clutch, but he's got to do a 1v5 scenario now.
Yeah, I mean, look, if there's anyone on this team who can, but they've now been relatively consistently left in these mountains to climb, Germany, and constantly leaving players in sort of 2 or 3v5s, 1v3s, whatever it may be. Germany have done a phenomenal job on the overall of playing off the back foot, which is very surprising given how dominant of a team they are, but they really should be going through and making these rounds easier for themselves. But again, it just proves that how good Iran are.
Yeah, definitely. It does show you just how good they are. It is a phenomenal start from Germany, but it's just been actually brought back here from Iran. A couple of good kills, though, in this round for Germany to start us off, and Iran are already now at 3 players remaining against a full 5 of Germany.
But now also relying a little bit on the patience, sort of doing what Germany were doing the last time around as well, and that allows them to pick up a kill. So to make life a little easier. Still, of course, not the position you want to be in, but that is a huge kill to get now, evening up the numbers, and plenty of time left to get this bomb down. You see the sort of triangular split hole that Germany have at the moment over on the right side of that map, leaving B and A completely covered. Iran are kind of tucking in more towards their spawn side, and, if they want to push towards either of these sites, they're going to have no choice but to leave themselves incredibly exposed, because you see how wide Germany are playing as well. If the timings work out, they're going to be able to pinch in very, very quickly to play trades if needed. So Iran just they got to bundle up, they got to push together and hope for the best. And it looks like they're going to go towards that either B or back spawn area, try and catch Spy off guard.
Exactly. This is going to be interesting. Player pulls out, but Vera is lying in wait. Finds Psycho, gives himself the man advantage. Now you've got 2 players split across the map here for Iran. Nariman finds 1, makes it a 2v2, but it's a 1v1 across both sides of the map. 1 towards the B side, 1 towards the A side. Who's going to spot who? Zuko's got a scope out as well, and so does Nariman. So this is going to be really interesting to see if it's going to be a battle of the snipes. Looks like the case. There we go. Zuko finds 1, instantly traded, 1v1.
10 seconds left as well, so you got to go get that bomb down, and he absolutely is doing so. Poco, will he get the plant in time? He absolutely will, and he's going to be able to rotate off the bomb. 1 versus 1 now, Spy versus Poco. Huge round here, Spy, with, I believe that is a sub in hand, the fusion, and then the shotgun combination here of Poco, and he'll love this A site with that shotgun. He's just gonna sit and wait. If that angle gets closed, he is gonna make the most use out of it as he now plays the corner. The timing's potentially gonna work out, peeking round the side, and Iran take the lead. Brilliant play there in the 1v1.
I Spy with my little eye, a shotgun to my face. There we go. Unfortunately, Spy just can't find the option to get in there. Ipoko watched the angles, got the COD timing correct, and expected, right, I'm not seeing him come challenge in the front here. We're going to check the back, and he's going to find him. Come around the wall at the right time, shotgun in face. Very difficult task to deal with Germany, though. This round starts off first blood once again, but we've seen how quickly that can turn around. Iran have still managed to bring it back, even with the main disadvantage.
If Iran can make it 2-0 now, we are on the precipice of a massive upset, but still 2 rounds to get against this German side who are not making life easy. Zukul has slowed up a little bit, but all things considered, 14 kills. What more can you ask for from a singular player to get your side through a game such as this, stepping up at the semi-final? But it's going to need a couple more of his side to pull it out of the bag if they want to try and win this one, Germany, and even it all up. Iran are on form right now. They're smelling blood. They sense an opportunity, and just 2 rounds away from seizing it to his absolute maximum so far in this series,
yes,
as they pick up the first blood. Nariman taking a couple of domes. Going to try and go for another one now, but 55 seconds left to go here. Nowhere near the plant, but picking up a couple of more kills. Germany in trouble.
Yep, Spy's got definitely shut down once again by Ipoko. It's like a reminiscence, but Zuko left still alive in this map along with Gon. 15 kills, Zuko himself. He's got a difficult task here. Gon, he tries to slide around, but Zuko now is in a difficult task. A 1v3. Make that a 1v2 as he does find Psycho. But now, 32 seconds remain on this time. They need to regather that bomb if you're Iran. You also know where Zuko is and you shot him down. He couldn't get through with that slide. He hits the fence. You know what? That might have hit the wall. That might be the end of Germany's run here in this competition for the grand finals. But you never know. Iran are 1 round away from taking it to 2-0 in this series.
Well, if you're Iran, you're very thankful that Zuko hit the wall, because he looked like he was onto something there, but the slide just not working out. He gets taken down, and at 16 kills, he's going to need to get a fair few more if this German side want to even things up at 6 apiece here, whereas Iran, as you say, 1 away, feeling confident here in Germany. They're playing this super safe, a 3-2 split across B and A. They are not giving any of these angles up, trying to play the bait and switch here. Doesn't quite work out. A Spy will get the first blood, and Germany are very much turtling in and playing together at this point, and definitely the right play as you kind of fall down to your last resort here. You don't want to let Iran pick you off 1 by 1. They can afford to play patient here, but they're going around the side for a peek, and another huge kill.
Oh, he's found out the areas where the sniper finds him, gets that trade, but still, your disadvantage. Veer once again shuts down areas, and all of a sudden, he's going to be traded straight away. Psycho with a shotgun up close. Now Exception finds Veer. We've got an even battle on our hands, but Zuko is still alive. And Con, once again, for that Germany side, 2 versus 2. Psycho, Exception. What can they do here? They've got the bomb. They're going to get towards B potentially, but they open up. Zuko is there waiting behind the car. He will get the kill. And now Exception has to find the route around because the bomb is down.
Yeah, trying to catch Zuko out here on the timings, rotating out. Again, Zuko doing a great job of picking up the kill and making sure to pre-fire all the angles after the fact as well, just to be sure. Trying not to get done by the 2 of them here, but Exception is going to get pushed, and he does get 1. Nearly managed to get the 2, but I think was really caught in 2 minds there of whether or not to rotate out. You almost see him turn. It's like, no, do I try and bait them in and try and get them at 1 at a time, or do I kind of play for the stack? Do I play to be able to hit the shots? And it nearly worked out, but probably the rotation out would have been the way to go. Germany with a huge round, need to try and get 1 more at least.
Yeah, I can't believe how close that lineup was potentially to finishing that off and getting the 2 kills in the round to take the map win. Unfortunately now, they've got to then deal with another opportunity. No first bloods earlier this time, but Fear is watching Angle's Exception. I think he's seen a little pixel there because he instantly pre-aims towards it, expecting maybe a player to be there, but Exception, he comes around the corner at the wrong time, and it's going to be Veer that will be shut down. Ipoko finds Neo, and all of a sudden, it is 5 versus 3. Germany definitely got a disadvantage here in this round.
And Zuko left alive as well, is kind of rotating it out wide. It's probably going to be Psycho here in this gunfight first, though. It doesn't quite happen here. It's getting a bit mixy though in the center, and now all of a sudden a 1 versus 4, all up to Zuko to go huge. He picks up 1 to go for his 20th kill on this search and destroy. It's been a legendary performance from him, but it's not going to be enough, you would think, as they're playing to just catch him out here, play the trades. He's desperately trying to stay alive. I don't know how he's still alive, but the chase is on, and he is frantically just trying to get safe. They all 3 eventually eventually is what it takes to shut them down in the end. My God, talk about a player for the Germany side who just refused to die. But what a performance from Iran.
Yeah, a fantastic performance from Iran. They're looking good now. That's 2 rounds up. I mean, we were all written them off, right? As this has all happened, the overall voting, I don't know if it's still open, because if it is, it feels unfortunate, because if people start voting now, I mean, you've got a bit of an upper hand. Iran are leading the way. There are 2 rounds up in this series, but it's 70 to 30%. So Germany percentage, 70% of us were expecting Germany to kind of run away with things here. But look at the scoreboard. Look exactly what's happened. We're not getting to see all of the Iranian scores, but Apoko with 8 kills, Nariman with 11, Aries with 8, but it is Zuko who, on a search and destroy, he gets 20 kills and he's on the losing side. When do you ever see such a thing? It is unfortunate. Zuko was trying so hard to keep Germany in it. Unfortunately, just falls with a couple of rounds short. And yeah, I mean, a fantastic Iran turnaround, especially getting to at least the rounds on that defense. Definitely gave them a little bit of an upper hand going into that attack, because you've seen how easier it was for them on that attack to kind of get options, get opportunities to break it. Whether there were 1 or 2 players down at the start of the round as well, it still turned on its head. They still managed to turn them rounds around in their favour, strangely enough. And you don't really expect that in a search and destroy. If you're 5 versus 3, you expect the 5 in the team to go out and win that, because you should be playing for trades later on out. But unfortunately, they're all getting caught individually. And that is where Iran have just take up the pieces and managed to turn it back around.
Absolutely, yeah, and we've seen Germany at times really try to turtle up, and it worked well for them. Not being caught individually was the game-changing rounds for them, but just as you say, too often getting caught out, getting isolated, getting taken out, and having to rely on Zuko too much, right? And again, what a phenomenal performance from himself as a player, but you also have to say, you know, bar a couple of rounds, he was being afforded the opportunity to go for a lot of these kills because of the fact that his teammates were simply just dying around him and he had a lot to shoot at. Comparatively, you know, his teammates simply weren't just picking up, they weren't picking up the numbers. And, you know, if you're Zuko, you're going to ask questions of the rest of your side, right? Because to have a performance like that, to go 12, 13 kills, it happens. You know, you get a wave of 4, 5, 6 rounds maybe that, you know, you're the star player. But Zuko was consistently the one picking up the majority of the kills for, I mean, how many rounds was that in the end up? It was, what, 7 to 5? So, I mean, do the math on that.
12.
I can't count. It's like 12. Yeah. 12 rounds. You 12 rounds where you're picking up the majority kills and probably, what, 10 out of those 12 rounds? That can't happen. That just simply cannot happen, especially if you're a side full of top players. And look, it's one of those ones where I'd say you could spend a long time breaking it down, and maybe I'm putting a little bit too much onus there on the German side and not maybe giving enough credit to the Iranian side, who still had to take down these world-class players, which is no easy feat. But fundamentally, I think even if they manage to win that game, if you're relying on one player to pull your numbers up that good or that much when you know that the rest of the side is still very capable and it's not a case of a skill disparity with one star player, then something is going wrong in there that regardless you still need to fix.
Yeah, there's a good thing starting off the round and getting 3 kills straight off in round 1, right? Thinking, yeah, okay, started off strong, but to keep continually doing that and being left on his own in 1v3 situations, 1v4 situations, yes, you could get a couple of good kills. So that's what's getting him up down scoreboard in terms of kills. But unfortunately, shouldn't be left in a situation like that either. He should be relying on teammates around him also to get kills, to kind of give them the opening that they need to get the round win. We're just waiting on a few information in the background. We're just waiting, because I'm not going to say anything because it might not happen, because we're just told to wait around. There might be a... Oh, so
breaking news, folks. Breaking news coming in live. Mark, you take us away.
So, news is there's a DQ, and guess what? Guess who it's the DQ for? It's for both teams, strangely enough. So we're going to replay that whole match of S&D once again on standoff. Well, I mean, that might work in Germany's favour, really, because they've just lost. They've just read pretty much all of these rounds of what Iranians have been doing. Is it going to give Germany an upper hand going into this one, into the next one? I don't know. I mean, this could be a big swing factor. Iranians will be a bit disappointed. I feel like if it's a ban on both and a DQ on both, the score should just stand, right? Surely that's what I would do. They
Well,
both did
I
it.
suppose
Just
it depends. I mean, you're looking at it, depending. Again, we haven't got the information yet as what the DQs were actually for, right? Because if the result ended up standing, you might have Germany complaining and maybe be legitimate.
Your DQ was worse than my DQ.
Yeah, pretty much. But what I will say is, to your point, I do think this suits Germany far, far more. They're a team that has seen an entire map play out of, whilst they were kind of bad mistakes, they're mistakes that are fixable in terms of you have 4 players that are kind of there ready and waiting to pick up the numbers, and a player who's clearly proven that he can make up the numbers in Zukel. They have a lot more growing room that they'll now be able to utilize after getting one full kind of set going on this map. Whereas for Iran, again, you're an underdog side. Maybe you've pulled out all the cards, all the stops, shown all your plays. Now you're going into another game of poker where you've literally shown the opponent your cards, and it now just becomes about, well, how you play around that and what's dealt with in front of you. So I see why this is happening. I imagine both teams aren't going to be happy. I mean, we're seeing the reasons come through, which we may discuss. It depends whether or not we're being allowed to discuss it, but it's certainly a head scratcher. I can understand the decision to go for the replay, understand why players may be vexed with it. It's just it is one that's just unfortunately up in the air. But hopefully this replay doesn't mean it's a complete turnaround in the sense of seeing a completely different game with Germany now kind of running through, making life far too easy. As long as we're seeing another competitive game on our hands, that's all I care about.
Yeah, well, that is very true. I mean, even if we don't go to map 5, we're at least seeing an extra map, a full map. That being said, once again, we're seeing the same one. But you know what? Another search and destroy, I'm not going to say no to. Either way, it is going to be an interesting one for sure. Like they said there, right? A band attachment for both players, one on a pistol, one on a sniper, I'm heard. Yeah, I guess the sniper one is probably a little bit more relevant than the pistol one. I don't know how many options the pistols are coming out to winning these gunfights. Half the time it's a shotgun or a sniper. I'm seeing a lot more in that kill feed and that VMP. So unfortunately, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. We're just going to have to get on with it. Just think, right, what do we do here from it now? Iranians, like we said, probably got the underhand here now, considering they going on and won that one. So it's going to be unfortunate if Germany start to run away with things here, because it'll be like, well, we've read their playbook, we've seen what they were doing, we've countered it now because we've just spoke together before the game gets underway, and we'll just suss them out one for one, go for the kills. And if you've got Zuko killing 20 players once again, and any of the rest of the team just starts to pick up a little bit more, you're just going to see an absolute landslide here from Germany, I feel like, as well. But that's just how it is, right? You're both going to realize that the rules are the rules for a reason. You just got to stick with them. But it has been some time, so maybe they've just forgot about it. But that being said, all of last year when we had some games, I'm pretty sure there was a DQ in almost every single team at one point. So, I mean, people just forget all about it and just don't turn off their banned weapons. So I guess they're so used to playing it in other game modes.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's an unfortunate scenario that we have to go for these replays in general. As you said, you would like players to be a bit more alert as to what to run, but I also, as someone who actually doesn't play much COD Mobile, I imagine it's a little bit more difficult. Of course, there's, when we go from COD Esports on our side of things, you were literally just handed 2 weapons and like 7 attachments, and maybe ends up being 6 attachments by the end of the year because everyone wants to GA everything. We very much have it handed to us on a plate. I imagine it's a little bit more open with COD Mobile in terms of the things that you can run, and I'll be curious to see what it's like when it comes to ban cycles, what's kept, what's left in, does it change after a big game update? A lot of these questions I'd love to learn more about myself. But look, at the end of the day, no matter what's happened, we're loading into a map number 2 now, where I think Germany will certainly be the happier of the 2 sides, getting one more chance here, and a side who you will argue shouldn't need a second chance going in is, probably touting not just to themselves, but the world probably also thinking that they should be the champions at the end of all this. Now being taken to the kosh by Iran, who, will feel aggrieved, but will be motivated to do the deed once again against Germany.
Yeah, exactly that. Second crack at the whip exception is going to be the first player to get that first blood. Finding gone here, Iran with the defense to start off again as we expected from the last time round. Nothing changing in that script, but at least Spy will get a trade out here towards Ares. Neil gets the snipe out with Naraman, and all of a sudden Neil will find Ipoko. Was that a no scope? Here we go. Cycle finding Zuko to trade things back, but it's a 3 versus 2 in favour of Germany.
And we are seeing it now, 1 versus 2. Iran, exception, the last alive. Can he be the exception here for Iran to get the first round, or Germany going to be able to hold on? Spy and Lighty now, actually, on the side of Germany here with this bomb site on lock. The sniper in hand for exception, and the switchblade as well, which we've seen him make use of a number of times. Trying to do so again, but the angle's not working out. Red like a book, and Germany take the first round.
Yeah, there you go. Lighty's brought in as well, like we says there. Lighty involved. Our recently won player of the year this year has been got. You know what? We're getting a reset of this. That okay? Bring me in. Right, we're gonna sort this out. We're gonna see if that changes the script.
Coach.
Maybe he's going to be the super sub. Maybe he's going to bring Germany up to that winning ways. Ipoko, though, does find Neil. That is a pistol. Like we said, we don't see very many of them in the kill feed very often unless you're the sniper player, but Zuko will find Ipoko to trade things out.
And a terrific bait there. Takes out Zuko, forcing him to look up top, and then other players come at him from the bottom. The bait and switch and the angles working to a T, as Psycho looking to pick up someone else with this sniper, but Nariman picking up 1, leaving just Spy, the last alive with this VMP, crawling towards the corner again, just waiting to hopefully try and get that pick. But Iran playing together around the mid-map. They do not want to give anything up, and this is very, very solid. Again, Spy's just waiting for someone to come check, because he knows planting a 1v3, he's just going to get flooded out. But he may be left with no choice here, as he's eventually going to try and peek around this corner, but that will most likely be his undoing. He will get the 1, has somehow managed to rotate out and pick up the second here. I have no clue how they've allowed that to happen, but now in a 1v1.
An exception is 1 HP as well. He's going for the punch, but instead he gets the VMP kill, the 1v3 Germany. Got 2-0 up. Wow. What a round. He's just like, I'm not going for this bomb plant because it is against me if I do so. Instead, I'm just going to kill them all. We don't even need to worry about that bomb. It was 1 minute left to play it. Just go for it. Just go for the kills.
It has to be said, that is incredibly poor play from Iran to allow that to happen. Slowness on covering each other on the angles when you're set up with your entire setup to be that. But credit where credit is due to Spy for getting the job done, now sitting on 5. First 2 rounds in. Terrific performance from him so far. Trying to be the new Zuko here. It'll take a little bit of the burden off his shoulders, as now Iran are dropping like flies. Germany in full force, reveling in the second opportunity here on standoff, as Lighty picking up that snipe. Nariman going for the hip fire that just doesn't work, and another round to Germany. Iran in trouble.
Yeah, definitely 3 in a row here. Once again, Germany taking a good start as they had done previously. Iran did get themselves back into it, but Iran will need to start doing it from here on out. They need to get at least 1 or 2 rounds. I'd say at least a minimum 2 rounds probably to give themselves a chance in their attacking rounds, because you can lose 1 or 2 here, but you don't want to be going a couple or even 6 rounds down before the change, because that leaves you having to be perfect. Here he's still yet to find one. No first blood's coming out, but Nick Nail just tries to get the snipe in, but it's a bit too short. Gone. Finds 1. Nail does find 1 eventually. That's 4 dead. That's 5 dead potentially coming up. Nope. Ares wins that with a snipe, but he's in a 1v4.
Another nigh on impossible scenario, as Germany are just finding themselves, as I've said before on some occasions, they're not just in the driver's seat. It's almost like they built the damn car here, as they are just running it down this Iranian side, who seemingly just have run out of ideas. But again, to what I will say, no fault of their own, really. They proved their ideas the first time around and picked up the win for it. And now Germany, with Lighty in, who, you know, again, we know is just a top class player, not just arguably, a very strong argument for being the very best, to be able to come through now and just help out this Germany side, who's already pretty stacked, who is now looking for the second opportunity and taking it. The cards were always going to be stacked against Iran from this point forward, as they take another round.
What did they do? They just decided to full-blown run it down and hope for the best, that they'd get something from it. They did get a couple of good kills, but unfortunately Germany are just quicker at it and can reach what's going on. You can see it there. Neo, Spy, Lighty, all with 6 kills apiece. Zuko only got 3. That's how many he got in the first round last time round, but in 5 rounds he's got the same as his first round. Unfortunately, doesn't need to worry about it now, because everybody else is picking up their game.
Yeah, nice couple of kills here from Exception, with Zuko managing to pick up 1 here. And going for the second, maybe trying to show us a little bit of what he did in the first time around. Spy and Zuko picking up another, leaving, I think it's Psycho and Ares the last alive here. 2 versus 2. I mean, two very dangerous players in this map still left up for both sides here. And again, a massive round. Iran trying to get something on the board, but Germany still in full control.
Yeah, Spy's trying to close that gap here. Knows there's a sniper inside the building there. They'll challenge double together. Spy finds Ares now. Psycho, another scope to worry about. He gets one. Now, can he get Spy? Bomb's going down. No, he actually doesn't spot that, to be honest, but the timing might not work out for them as he manages to rotate his way out and get that bomb cleared.
Such a huge moment in the context of this series.
Ninja.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Easy peasy, instant jump on that bomb straight away. You ain't gonna do nothing. Iran finally get one back on the board here. Need another one to give this a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, look, great round from Iran, showing that they still have just that, what would you say? That they still have the nerve, right? They're not getting put down by the fact that they've lost 5 in a row, that Germany most likely have this map on lock, showing that they still have the cool collectiveness to go through with a ninja defuse just like that, and picking up the first blood as well. Once again, trying to show Germany that they're down but not out.
Yep, never out yet, definitely. They've still got the turn to come. This is the final round before the changeover. I'm going to get to see who's going to take control of this. Oh no, it is the changeover. Attackers are around now. What am I talking about? Shut up, Mark. We've switched sides already. We've already passed 6. It's clearly 5 and 1. Ares, though, does find Lighty. Spy might get a trade here, and he does. Gets Psycho. Naraman knows where he is, though. He's getting out of that small building. But they're not going to challenge it completely because they're still at the 2-man advantage because it's 4v2.
Make that 4 versus 1 as Germany now in a little bit of trouble at this round. All up to Gone. With the shotgun in hand, going to try and pick up one. He makes one weak, taken out by the other. Iran 2 rounds in a row. Nariman with the snipe. And this is exactly what you want to see if you're an Iranian fan. A couple of rounds on the board, even if you can't take it all the way. Just again, prove that you still got this against this German side. And I've also done a good job of figuring out how Germany has been playing throughout this map and doing a good job at answering back. And hell, a couple of more rounds, they're right back in this thing.
Yeah, definitely right back in this. You've seen how they did it last time round. Their attacking rounds were quite flawless indeed. Even when they went 2 players down early on, they still managed to go. But Box gloves it out. Neil finds one, traded out instantly by a Poco though. And that's going to make it even once again. But Naraman, there you go. Headshot to finish out Spy. 1-man advantage in favour of the Iranian side. But can they keep it going as they head towards that B? Not collected the bomb though. And Zuko will find Ares in the meantime. So yeah, you're going to have to go and get that bomb because you've only got a minute left.
Yeah, and Gone picked up another against Exception, which now leaves it all up to Puko and Nariman. Again, 2 very good players, but you've got Lysi and Zukul and Gone still alive for this German side. 2 terrific players, and as Zukul picks up 1, Nariman, the last alive with that sniper. He has the bomb, but he is in spawn and is going to need to rely on trying to get a pick here at the very least. He should surely get 1, and he does, but with his position now given up, where does he rotate to next?
It's all about the movement now. He's going to have to think about different angles. He's got 2 players that he's going to have to deal with. He's going to think about a bomb as well. He's got 40 seconds to do that, and he's heading towards B. Is he going to get the time onto the opportunity to find it? No, he just needs to find the kill. He finds Gone. Now he's got to try and deal with Lighty. Snipey vice their sniper. Can they win it out, and can they turn it around on its head here when it looked like it was almost impossible? If he sees what we saw, X-ray vision and all, he would have took that shot. We doesn't, unfortunately. But we do, and we get to see bomb going down over towards the A site.
Yeah, and Lighty's just taking his time here. I think he's actually thinking that maybe Nariman will peek, and he very well might to go on checks. But the bomb has gone down. Nariman now has actually a shotgun in hand as well, so is in good stead to, yeah, literally just play the bomb, but don't show your head. Just hold it down. He seems to really know that Lighty is going to be coming from this angle. Surely Lighty has just spotted him there around the corner. Surely he knows he's here. Yep. 1 peek is all it takes. And Lighty clutches a vital round for Germany. Nariman, I think, just again caught a little bit in 2 minds and just leaving himself overexposed on the bomb.
I think Nariman's seen Lighty behind the attack, right? I think he's spotted his foot and that's why he stayed behind the bomb site. But then he kept peeking it just to kind of get the opportunity, and it was just a bit too much peeking. There's still plenty of time there to kind of shut it down, and Lighty finding a kill. They take it to map point here for Germany. They only need to win one more defense, and it is up. And you're going to have 5 rounds in a row if you're Iran to try and get this round under lock and key.
Round number 9. Iran. It has to be perfect from here on in. Germany, as you say, 1 round away, still in the driver's seat, and winning a huge round for the morale boost, leaving Psycho isolated and decimated. Now the numbers advantage, they will start picking apart Iran. Neil with 2. Poco managed to pick up 1, but the trade's being played. Poco, the last left alive in a 1 versus 3, and he has been spotted. He's camping upstairs. Will they find me? They do. And Germany come through with the map win the second time around, and we did just see a completely different Germany side that time around, it seems.
Yeah, as we said, that it might actually work in Germany's favour. It certainly does. 7 rounds to 2 just shows an absolute difference. It was 7-5 it was in the previous one before we figured out it was DQs on both sides, so we got that reset. But Germany definitely worked on what they had difference. They also brought in Lighty, changed things up completely. See the chat, they are saying it should be illegal having Lighty and Veer in the same side, and Zuko. I mean, this is just 3 players you just can't have on one team without getting worried about it. But yeah, there we go. We're going good for it. It's 1 apiece. We're definitely going to that combine hardpoint, your map that you love to got you into the Call of Duty side of things. But we're going to raid first off for that control. We've not casted the control for quite some time now, since probably the last COD mobile since we were into Black Ops 7, and control is no longer in BO7, which is a godsend for nonetheless, because you know what, the new game mode Overload, fantastic. Wonder if they'll bring that to Call of Duty mobile at some point as well, because I love to watch Overload now. It's just getting really, really exciting in the normal Call of Duty scene. I think in this, it might actually be quite interesting as well, especially with the operators and Overload, things like that. That would just be really interesting to see how that would play out in a 5v5 scenario.
Yeah, I think it'd be really fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Control, you know, it's a fun mode as well. I think the longer Overload goes on, we will start seeing those kind of hipsters that always come out of the crevices saying that they miss Control. I think it's just the way it is, right? I mean, if I was able to run things myself, I would say you would have the third mode be a constant rotational mode where it's whether it's random on games or random on seasons, and you have it randomized between Overload, Control, and Capture the Flag, and if it allows an uplink depending on the actual game that you have. You know, I think there's a couple of fun third modes that could be added in, but you know, Control, I think these players are going to have the benefit, you know, in comparison to the players who have to deal with Overload, is that this mode's been around for a while. It's been in COD Mobile for a while. It's a staple. You know how to play it, and you're playing it on a map that you've probably been playing it on for quite some time. So again, you have that experience to be able to take into this one. But I just do wonder how both of these teams are now going to be reacting to this map after the chaos of map 2, really having to deal with a replay where Iran were kind of thinking, hey, listen, we're 2-0 up in this series, we're ready to get this done. Now at the very least going to a map 4 against the Germany side, who have now found a bit of confidence, found a bit of form, and have rotated in an exceptional player. I mean, talk about being on the back foot before this series started. I feel like Iran could feel potentially very hard done by in terms of how the chips have been stacked against them versus the performances that they've shown that they can give so far. Yeah,
100%. I feel like it's going to be an interesting one nonetheless. The momentum definitely well and truly after the last 2 S&Ds back and forward. There was moments for both teams, but Germany kind of getting themselves into swing it eventually after sussing them out. Will that be the kind of ignition spark that will get them back firing and get themselves in the opportunity here on raid Control? Because this one will make it 2-1 to somebody. Is it going to be Iran? Is it going to be Germany? Who's going to have the first map and match point, should we say, for the series? Is going to be coming down to whoever wins this one for sure. A classic map, a classic raid, and a classic map of Control is going to get underway. Iran versus Germany here in our semi-final. Remember, winner will be facing up against England in that grand final. Whoever loses the series will go down and to fight on for that third place spot up against Russia. Either way, one of them is going to try and get that chance in that grand final, or we have to start doing it from here on out. And now you've got a map to fight for free, first to 2.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be such a huge map, right? And you know, there's so much to consider in terms of how this series is played and the dramas that has happened. I mean, what we're seeing from this Iran side, I mean, I don't think we should understate it, right? Because I mean, especially, you know, this being my first year doing anything in COD Mobile, right, and kind of coming in trying to learn things. One of the first things that I was kind of told, and what was very much pushed towards me in my journey of picking up as much knowledge as I could, was just how good Germany were. Germany were one of those sides where it's up. Germany are playing. We probably know how this one is going to go. Again, with the greatest respect to every other team that has competed, Germany are just a side that are of that next level. As we, you know, we read out to you at the beginning, you know, players that have either won Player of the Year or been nominated for Player of the Year across the board. Top tier players that are forming a really, really strong team. And for Iran to come in here and, at the very least, even if they don't win it, right, they have successfully shown that this Germany side can be destabilized, right? That they're not this perfect unit of 5 that can go through and just sweep a map cleanly, right? That you can disrupt them, you can make things awkward. And listen, Germany side, these players, they've been around the block, they know how to deal with these challenges and they deal with them well. But the fact that they're even put in positions where they are dropping rounds, they're dropping points, they're losing hard points, they're not set on rotations, that they're not controlling the timings of the map, is a testament to anyone who's able to put them in that position. And Iran have already proven to be very successful in putting Germany out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly that. And we're going to get us in. We can hear that countdown ticker in our ears. Germany, Iran, control about to get underway here on Raid. Who's going to take full control? We're about to find out as we get into the action. I see lots of nades being spammed right down that center map here. All going to meet Dam in the middle, but nobody's going to be there. Exceptional opens up that first blood, finding Lighty with the scope. Here he's finding a second kill going their way. So instantaneously, Iran on that front foot.
Yeah, Iran, great job here on the defense side of things, closing the side down. Germany once again having to try and push up, but they're going to be trying to go towards B. It is a little bit of a split though. We're going to have a couple of players angling towards the mid. They do not want to touch A as of yet, understandably so. But Iran are so pushed up on that point in confident positions here. Nariman picking up a huge 2, making it 3. Sure, why not? Psycho with another. And good luck starting again, Germany. But they're going to start up with very strong spawns to get over to A. Surely at least one tick incoming here. Yeah, surely that is the case here. You see it's starting to build here on A. Now, they've all transferred over to try and make sure that B can potentially go as well, because you had a player over there, but they decided, no, you know what? We're going to all fully send towards A. One tick almost made it. The Germany have managed to close the players down, back and forward now. Come that cross, you're going to see a chance for Psycho finding another Nariman. It's 20 versus 13 so far in that live count. A being taken completely now. All 4 players are going to get onto that, and at least leaving one there to make sure that cap gets underway. And one tries to distract him over towards B. And how long can they do that? And how long can they hold on for both? Yeah, we're getting a couple of ticks on each point. Wouldn't be such a bad showing either, as B looks just about done. And they are on A as well. And Iran have played this very strangely in terms of rotating to the stretch. They have not predicted how Germany were going to play this. And because of that, they are stacked on both points. Now 2 ticks on both. B nearly gone. And Iran have had this one in the bag. But all of a sudden in a little bit of trouble. And again, even if they win this one, having at least 4 ticks gone, looking like it's going to be 5. Real question marks over this split from Iran. They have just not read this right whatsoever, because a singular split off from Germany towards B caused a full rotation over, which again, credit to them for doing that. But Iran, they were too focused on rotating together than just making sure both sides were covered. And now 10 versus 4. Again, 5 ticks gone. Iran should have held that one far more cleanly.
Oh yeah, I feel like that is the case, but it is very unfortunate. Like I said, all kills going the way of Germany as well, and they've managed to make it a 4v6, and they're starting to capture B as well. Chance for B to be completely, and look at the position they're in. It is almost even, and they're actually way to take B before the players can even rotate around. They're shut down. B is 1. Iran have lost full send.
That is outrageous. 20-11, barely a tick on the board other than A. And somehow, some way, again, credit to Germany, they managed to pull it through. But again, that's one I'd be really, really curious to watch back on the VOD after the fact, because Iran just dealt rotationally incredibly poorly. Oh. We see the triple come through from Psycho, who's trying to play a little bit of revenge here, but eventually does get taken out. But yeah, massive blow to this Iran side now, who are going to have to play yet another regain.
full investment here as well, as a war machine is getting taken out here from areas as well. So they're literally trying to shut it down with that operator skills. But you know what? It doesn't last for long before they're all shut down. And now opportunity Germany once again keeping it even here, but they're trying to hold on the defense this time round. Iran getting one tick over towards B. Still got one player there before the hunter killer will shut them down. Naraman at least 21 versus 22 it stands here. Germany gonna have that Tempest. Is he gonna find some kills though? That's a question. The Sparrow is gonna find two though from Lighty. He's gonna light up the kill feed for a bit before he's shut down. Tick towards A is being made as well, and B. So they're so far doing exactly what Germany started to do, is finding two ticks on both points at the same time.
Yeah, doing a good job again of doing that, but Germany seem far better split to be able to deal with a push to either side. Now picking up another wave of kills as well. Again, how quick are they going to be to read now that this is an A push? It looks like Spy is going to have the read. He's going to be able to pick up one. He doesn't get the second, but there is an awareness now that A is on the plate for Iran, so surely rotations are going to go over. Again, I am very surprised at how slow they're going over. Again, maybe just wanting to keep the lives safe over towards B. I'm not too sure. Maybe recognizing they have an opportunity to go 2-0 up. This A point looks all but done. I think Germany just trying to play it safe, play for that mid-map control. Will that be costly though? Because I feel like they could have rotated over to this A a little bit more cleanly to try and stop them from getting the cap altogether.
Yeah, definitely. In an 8 versus 5 scenario, 8 versus 4 starting to shut it down though. Germany's still in this and in control. They've got the opportunity to win their second round in this defense as well. If they do that, they've also got the fact that ticks are going to be a matter of a fact if it gets the distance here as well. They're clearly winning that one out so far if it stays the way it is. But somehow Iran have managed to brought it back to 3 versus 4. It's going to be the hunter killer finding Zuko, one player that is on an 18 so far in the lobby. McNeil will fall as all of a sudden it's a 3 versus 2. It could be a 3 versus 1 it is, and all of a sudden Germany are going to lose their round as well. And it's all down to 1. It's all down to gone. But 1v2.
I mean, Iran have burnt a lot of streaks to keep this round going their way. Now a double stack onto B. Gone. Is gonna have to go for the 2. Does he realize it's a double stack? Surely from the time he will. He doesn't want the ticks to go through, but he is allowing it. He really thinks maybe he can get the kills in this, but getting dropped. Iran sneaking that one. But what I will say is Iran burned a lot of what they had built up in that round, I feel, to be able to get that round. Germany were in control, and if Germany, you know, can build up like they did the last time around, have some things maybe in the back pocket, then Iran are still going to be in a bit of trouble.
Yep, just like our observer might be in a bit of a trouble here as well. I'll put a predator for a second, but here we go. We're back into the action. It is 1 apiece here in the rounds. Germany with the upper hand as they got all 6. Iran got 5. Won it out on kills. But look at this again. Germany starting off strong. Kill feeds going their way. It's going to be a nade that will find 1. Armin once again finds a second. Gone with the snipe as well. Is done by exception. And now Zuko annihilated 1 at least. Can he find more?
Oh, popping off. Pocket with another. Trying to dance around still. Still going, I believe, in the spawn. Where's Neil? Just sitting on the point. A getting it captured. Looking relatively clean so far. The challenge is going to come in from Ares, but he gets taken out round the back. Is Lighty now with the crossbow in hand. The Sparrow trying to pick up at least more than 1, but he eventually gets taken out by the streak from Paco. Very back and forth here, but A still going, and it's gone. We'll now start moving our way over to B.
Yep, there we go. The opportunity as they're heading towards it. Can they get there? One player is going to be on his own at least. It's going to be Zuko, and that's one player you don't want to challenge on your own. You're going to have to bring a team with you, but instead Germany have got their players all there ready to try and get this tick done towards B. War Machine getting invested though. Finds 1, finds 2 from Ares. Can he find a third and wipe the whole point? He can't. He's finding it, but he can't find Neil eventually. Does get the tag, does get the kill. And it's going to be 16 lives to 13. Equalizer, another operator getting invested here to try and win the round here from Iran. It's working out for them as they're getting the kills going their way, but it's 14 versus 9. The tick of progression still being made over towards B. Germany still have to deal with 1 more player in and around it and can't do so. Psycho with that Sparrow once again. And Predator missile coming in as well. How many streaks are they bringing in, and how many operators are they using around here in these last 2 rounds? It could potentially work for them, but they're still in a chance to lose the round.
Yeah, if they can just get one clean wipe here, Germany, they will be through for the capture. But easier said than done. There's now a 3 versus 10. You have no choice but to kind of pull together and get multiple, as Psycho getting Zuko one shot with the car explosion. With the trade coming through, Spies there. Can't get the second though now at 2 versus 9. Surely not going to be done from here as players are posting up on B. All up to Zuko. He's a magician, but you can only do so much as Iran take the next round.
Yeah, he would have to disappear completely so nobody can see him. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case, and Iran go 2-1 up here. But like we said, they've invested so much in these last 2 rounds. Have they got anything else to use here? Have Germany built anything for them to bite back at this round? How many rounds was that they got there? Was that a defense that they held? So that was another 5, no, 4, 6 of progression from Germany there? Or was it 5? I can't
believe so.
Yeah.
Around that. I've lost a little bit of count myself, I have to say, but Germany off to a terrific start, completely wiping that B point. And we have it in the year. 5 ticks it was. Thank you very, very much from Prod. Again, shout out to everyone in production working super duper hard to put this together. Again, it's not easy running these things. Believe me, I know. I've tried to run stuff before, and you know, if you thought it was balding before, what do you think caused it, folks? All right, it's trying to run production. So massive shout out to them. There's now 20 versus 26. Germany, terrific start to this round, keeping Iran pushed back, but we have seen offensive teams on plenty of occasions before make or utilize the last of their lives very efficiently.
Yeah, exactly. They definitely do utilize it very well indeed. But now, exception. Oh, he was going for it, but instead he does fall to the nade. Naraman finding another KO towards Lighty. Exception still trying to go for these jump scope snipes, but they're getting progression over towards B. Eventually, he's shut down. Nick Neal as well gets the scope in, finds Ares as well. Kills going in favour of Germany here as Iran struggling to get onto the point now, as they might well get pushed back straight off of statue and in through towards back of the spawn as Spy. And it's going to be Lighty that gets taken down. So does Zuku, but they get 2 trades back here in Germany. 18 versus 6. This should be a round for Germany on the cards for sure.
Yeah, I mean, God, if you threw it from here, I mean, what could you do? But this has been such a clean hold. Germany with their backs to the wall, locking in. And, you know, we got to give credit as well to a couple of the high scorers in this series so far. You do have Zuko on a 28, playing immaculately. But you have Nariman, I believe, on a 31 on the side of Iran. Phenomenal performance from him. Will it be enough in the end up as we go to our final round, where it is going to be Iran on the offense, Germany trying to lock it down, and arguably the easier side?
Yeah, arguably the easier side for sure. This is an opportunity to close it out. They're going to have probably operators to use here as well if you're Germany. Maybe even some streaks to use, but definitely have built a good position to be in. Heading over towards that B side. Iran still trying to get opportunities here. They trying to get the attack win. 1 tick of progression made at least, but guess what? Germany is finding the kill feed letting up again. How long can they keep it going? Annihilate from Zuko. Does get 1, finds a second. Now wants to stay back in that spawn to find more.
Yeah, and Iran doing the right play here at the moment, just trying to bait Germany in to get a couple of kills to move back out, but it's not working. Germany are super pushed up right now, and Iran are split all over the place. Potentially a spawn trap about to happen here. The flanks once again coming round the back. Lighty trying to play his life here, doing a good job of doing so, and this is where it's dangerous. They are now pushed up on either side, which is going to keep Iran super penned in, and even if they get out, how many lives are they giving away in the process? 13 versus 22 now, getting ripped apart in the spawn. This has been a complete and utter collapse from Iran. Germany have waited till the end to pull out all the stops, but Iran, there is nothing that they could do from this point forward, as even by the time they've made any sort of inroads towards A, they only have single-digit lives to work with.
Yeah, and there comes the streak investment here as well. Naraman found out by that Predator missile. Instead, Psycho now has to pull out the Sparrow. Finds 1, saves Lighty, but he's shut down. Lighty winning that gunfight with the Celestial Ink, and that's going to be a position where you've got 10 life advantage of Germany. Make that even more now, because it's starting to whittle down. Iran have been run for sure here. Germany turning things around when they really needed to do most in the last 2 rounds, showing their hand and winning that win. Control going their way of Germany, 3-2 in the end, but that will put them up 2-1 in the series. Match point, Germany first off.
Yeah, and already leaving the game before it was over there. So you
don't want to see it.
You know, you absolutely do not want to see it. You know, if you're going to huff in your own time, there's people here that need stats. You're playing in a cup, god damn it. We need your stats. So stay and huff like good little boys sitting in the lobby until we're ready to say you can leave. But you know, it's unfortunate, but you can understand why Iran might be, you know, a little bit vexed. It's understandable, right? You do feel like you have that series, it's going well, and then you've one trooper left. I mean, Nariman nearly carrying the whole team there in a 1 versus 5. But, you know, 33 kills, terrific performance by him, but ultimately not enough, keeping it tight. But then Germany towards the last round, stepping it up to a whole nother level. And we did say that we think they could bring that to the table because Iran had to burn a lot of streaks, a lot of operators to get those rounds that they won over the line. But Germany keeping theirs to the end, making it count and making it almost look easy in that final round. Now moving them on to a map number 4 where they're going to be 2-1 up, going over to that hardpoint combine. And it has to be said, surely feeling confident in their abilities now, having warmed up after the previous hardpoint, potentially learn from their mistakes, as we did see them be able to learn from their mistakes the second time out at the replay of that search and destroy. So clearly learning from this Iran side, the more they play against them, could go into a map 4 feeling more confident than they have done all series.
Yeah, so going into that map 4, that combine hardpoint is going to be an interesting one for sure. Is that a Germany pick as well? I'm sure as well, because if it is, that is going to be very much a run on that back foot, because yeah, as it was before, I'm sure. Yeah, it is. It's a Germany pick. There we go. So yeah, this is going to be unfortunate if you're Iran, right? You wanted to kind of get a better game on that raid, didn't come out. You've got now to face a hardpoint team who, when obviously Iran picked their hardpoint on slums, they ran their hardpoint. They showed exactly why they picked it. Is it going to be the same for combine? This one is close. This is up close and personal gunfights. That, you know what, players like Zuko, they thrive in things like this. This is where you find 50 kills, 60 kills potentially on the scope here, on the end of Zuko potentially here. This is what they're going to try and hope will work out. Obviously on match point as well, chance to close it out on their own map.
And then you also have Lighty as well. Again, has been, you know, such a good player for their side. And, you know, if they can get through again and sort of prove how strong that they are on top of Zuko and Co, who have been popping off all series, it will just end up being too much. And, you know, it'll be too much from most sides to deal with, right? This is where, again, you have to give Iran, you know, the respect that they are due. They've put up one hell of a series against this German side. And to be honest, you know, aside that, I think, you know, I joked about them leaving the lobby, right, of course, but aside that, would understandably be feeling very, very hard done by in their current position now in this series, arguably being completely undone by technicalities, really, and just not really being fully aware of the rule set, right? I mean, you quite simply take something off your sniper or pistol in that map too, and you're 2-0 up in a series going into a map where, again, that went to the final round. So you, as this Iran side, from correcting one simple mistake, would have been one control round away from a 3-0 victory against arguably the #1 top-seeded side in the world here. But now you're fighting a 2-1 losing battle. So understandable frustrations, I think, but still an opportunity to pull it back, still an opportunity to lock in. You got to play perfect from here on in. No more room for mistakes, but there never was room against a side like Germany.
Yeah, never any room to think about mistakes here if you're playing against a side of Germany talent and such like in that roster. You definitely have to worry about everything you do. You have to focus, you have to be locked in, and you have to be ready for whatever Germany put to that table, because if you can't match them, you're definitely going to be beaten by them. That is for sure. You have to match and probably outclass them at times, maybe rotate them, choose something different, try and play it a little bit different than you're used to, because maybe they've already watched you enough to know, I know exactly what we need to do. So yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. I think we're trying to see what's happening in the back end here before we get into it. But yeah, we'll just leave it on that map fly through. We'll be back once we get into the action, ladies and gentlemen. But it is match point Germany on the cards here on a Germany pick for this hardpoint on Combine.
And folks, we're back finally, getting ready to get into map number 4. Combine hardpoint here. If you're just joining us, Germany are 2-1 up in this series. Iran may feel a little hard done by about that statistics, but they've made their own bed. Will they be lying in it? We will find out. If they're not able to take it to a map 5 here, one chance to do so. Can they make it count? First on the point, but only getting 1 point before Germany take over.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult one as well, because it is so crazy and chaotic on a map like Combine, especially P1, where you see nades just spam go lower from the get-go, kills going back and forward like nobody's business, but Germany's managed to get 14 seconds and potentially more here on towards P1 if they can. It's going to be about that P2 getting the control of that for sure inside that building. Could be a position to be in. But so far, Germany will be happy that they've managed to get so many points so far on that P1.
Yeah, great start for them overall on that P1. Will they get set up for P2? Currently, Iran will be happy with where they're sat so far, but you're seeing the push come directly through. Lighty getting the kill, which then allows Zuko to spawn in the back. Instantly recognizing the spawn flip and Psycho getting taken out. Worrying signs here for Iran as Germany have started off immaculately on P1 while forcing the issue at P2.
Yeah, managing to get that rotation well before the time is up as well, getting the kills in the back, noticing the players spawning in a different spot. That means you have to turn on a swivel, but guess what? Iran have managed to run through you 3 in a row, but the spawns are still close here for Germany, so even if they do get that opportunity, it's going to be Iran in control of the hardpoint, and they're known that the spawns are right behind them through that doorway. They need to try and get themselves in here. If you're Germany, they need to try and get a few more kills going their way as they get split spawns.
Yeah, spawns pretty much back and forth, but you're seeing Germany with the opportunity to collapse in on the point, which they do, and Lighty trying to use that Sparrow out the door, picking up one, and Germany are just continuing to make an issue. Again, great place from Iran here to try and force that pressure through the front. They're making the time a little bit stifled, but just not enough, as they've not really gone for the spawns whatsoever, because Germany are just playing so tight onto the point. Really, it's super congested, which is working in their favor, and just going through waves of kills here.
That's just how I feel when I see a Tempest going off and you're just getting electrocuted in that doorway, chaining it on and getting your position, and your teammates are all getting weakened as you've been tagged by it. It's unfortunate, but it's exactly what Germany needed as they get the remainder of that time. But they're going to be switching over towards P3. It is Iran in control. They've got the spawns in the back here. Psycho's going to be holding that for a dear life in the end, but they realise nobody is pushing through that right side, so they're just going to go full frontal if you're Germany trying to force your way in.
Yeah, you got the Tempest in hand. Talk about getting fried. Am I right, guys? The old zap coming through in clutch whenever it is needed. We're seeing other of these operator weapons pulled out, but not really being utilized as well. We have seen the Sparrow in hand just getting the kills. War Machine up as well, picking up a couple, but Iran doing a good job of locking down this point. And again, aside that we did see in P1 that when they have a point, they do lock it down well, and they tend to play for the spawns quite well. I got worried off the bat when Germany managed to force the P2 spawns early, but again, early doors, anything can happen. But from what started off as such a dominant Germany play, is now a situation where Iran have pulled it right back and are in the lead. And while I am admiring Lighty being on 17, I did not think I'd see this from Zukul here, currently sat on 4, less than a quarter of what he was able to pick up in a search and destroy.
Yeah, don't speak too soon. You know what he can do on a map when he needs to light things up. It's Zuko. He's just on a 5, but you know what? He'll find something. He'll find a wee spray. He'll find his War Machine, and before you know it, he'll be on 23. It'll be easy, and all of a sudden he'll be leading the kills. But it doesn't matter just now. Germany are still behind here as we head towards that new hill. Germany going to be able to get control of it, but how long can that last? Because Iran are all on the side mid-cut trying to force their way in, and they do get the kill needed to break on in and try and force out Germany.
Yeah, 85 to 78, doing a great job of keeping this one contested, but Germany claps on back in, and they have control of the point, and if they can get the majority of this last time, they will be in the lead going back into P1. But in saying that, some exceptional plays from Iran means that they now get on the point, they hold the scrap, and they're in the position to be over 100 points going into the P1. Again, so back and forth between these two sides. Hardpoint is definitely where we see the most competitive nature come out between these two teams.
Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing Prod chat in the little corner of my eye, and it's getting me laughing, and he's laughing the fact that we can see us laughing and we don't see our cameras, but everybody else doesn't see the cameras, just the Prod team, as we're laughing away as things are being said in the background. And what we are overcasting over is always pretty funny, jolly, but for some teams it might not be fun, as you're seeing the kill feed lit up here as Lighty finds 3 in a row with that shotgun before being shut down eventually. Here is 3 dead in the feed, 4 dead in the feed, potentially 5 here. And it's just split by Lighty's nade in the option, but that Death Machine is doing exactly what it needs to do, and Exception is just running up with it.
Yeah, exceptional performance, might I say. Just add that to the list of terrible puns I've made so far in this series, as Iran now dominant in the lead, 121 to 86. Germany have really slowed up. Iran growing into this map spectacularly well. Again, figuring out this Germany side, which not many teams in the world can say they have been able to do, as Germany now on for the scrap, but nowhere near these P2 spawns this time around. Iran have them locked a lot more comfortably. If they can make it work for them here, they will take quite a strong lead going into the back half of this hard point, and will be poised to take us all the way to a map 5. But now we get to have an opportunity to see what Germany's breaking power is in P2, because we know they can hold it well.
Yeah, exactly. We definitely know they can. A lead well and truly Iran's way. They've got control, but the spawns are in favour of Germany. Nariman pulling out another missile. He's been building so many streaks. He's got the hunter killer. That's going to connect as well, and Gone is out of the map for now, for a second, for that respawn. Germany still got that close spawns, but guess what? They can't force their way in. All of a sudden, under 60 points. Bang, and an equalizer. Equalizes the playing field. Nariman finding 5, I think it was. I don't even know. There was just too many in the kill feed. It goes so quickly, but there we go. Iran holding out on P2, even with the spawns not in their favour. Germany though, Lighty with a Sparrow. Spy gets in, the break is there, but it's only 19 seconds of scrap time, and there's a split spawn from Iran.
Iran make this one work again. Good scrap for Germany, but being nearly 50 points down going into P3 is not where you want to be. And Germany have been pretty horrid at actually rotating over to this P3, and a huge gunfight they've just lost over there as well. Maybe not expecting the spawner, but a little bit of good fortune. Hang on just a minute. As soon as I say that, getting wiped out from the back, Iran once again with complete control on this P3. And Germany, after the first 2 points, have really struggled for spawns, which funnily enough is exactly how it went in hardpoint number 1.
Yeah, it definitely was, and then all of a sudden you see Iran run away with things, but they're doing it just now so far. A contested hardpoint, and they get themselves in. Naraman, he's going to rely on his teammate to come around the corner. He's called that one out, but back and forward it goes in that kill feed cycle. Finally finding Spy, traded out there by Lighty, and he's traded out instantaneously as well. Well, Iran are still in control of the hardpoint. Only one player to deal with. Neil inside the hardpoint finds 2 though. He's going to light things up a little bit as Germany do get that break. For how long though? Because the close spawn is coming in from the back from Iran, and all the nade spam coming in. That death machine is there as well, but Zuko has the annihilator. He's found 2. He's looking for the 3rd, finds that, misses the 4th.
Yeah, doing a good job there. Once again, Germany keeping scrap, making sure that they stay in it, but they're going to need to get a little more here going into this back half, because Iran will be happy again to play it how they played the first time around, just playing 30-30 splits till they get over the line. Germany need to get in for a couple of clean 60s here and really cause a bit of pressure towards Iran, but if they can't switch up the status quo here, which with that wipe it's looking like they won't be able to, we will be seeing this series go all the way to a map number 5 as Iran vying to hit the 200 point mark. But Germany the opportunity with a great break here, but Aries picking up 2 is slowing that one down. So back and forth here, but for the most part Iran are keeping overall control of the side.
Yeah, exactly that. They're closing down. They're determining this time themselves. You know what? They know where to read it. Finding the kill is needed. Neil is finding one, is gone, finds the second one, and nade though will take out Neil with that Tempest in hand. Exception shut down mid-map. Germany with 13 seconds of scrap time going their way, but the contest still comes in here from Iran, going back towards P1. They're 4 seconds off of that 200 point mark. Well, now they're bang on that with 3 seconds going their way for the scrap. P1 about to get underway. We said Combine is an absolute chaos map, and it definitely is showing that. You can see the kills going back and forward constantly, but the kill feed is definitely looking more in favour of Iran recently, as Aries is on 40 kills and Naraman on 41. That's 80 kills between the two of them so far already. It's just crazy.
Absolutely crazy. They have really stepped up to the plate here when they have been needed. Look, Germany still have a chance, but it needs to be perfect from here on in. They need to play majority P1 and control spawn for P2, something they were able to do quite well the first time round, but not on the second, as it's looking now like Iran will be able to lock this one down. Just under 30 seconds left to go, as we are seeing Spy almost try to push through for the spawns very early here, as he just tries again to play for the spawns, recognizing the importance, but they are being eventually held again. Iran also seeing the importance of them. But then you do have Gone spawning up around the back, and just like that, Germany have spawns, and they also have scrap time. So hang on here just a minute. If Germany can force the issue here, it will go down to P3, which they've been notoriously terrible at. But Germany are poised, giving themselves a great position to sneak this one in the end up. But that only comes from them being able to hold on to the spawns.
Equalizer from Naraman finds 2 though, and that's a chance to break on in. They do get the close spawns though, Germany, but Aries with a death machine finds 3. Naraman with equalizer still going, finds another 2. All of a sudden, spawns still in favour of Germany, but Iran are in control of the hardpoint. Only 20 more seconds required. Tempest being invested as well, trying to hold Germany in, but they can't get the kills. Lighty lights it up with 2. Aries once again finding more, Naraman finding more as well. These guys just can't be stopped in that kill feed. Naraman just getting past that 52 mark.
This has been absolutely insane. We talk about the tactics and where people are playing, but Iran are just slaying out so much now that they're happy to hold from front. Lighty's doing everything that he can, but it's just not enough. A player who's also nearly on 50, but it's not going to be enough here. As Germany, yes, they may get a modicum of scrap time, but Iran will be happy to just lock it down, finish it off on P3. Surely the rotations are going to come in here, but they're going to get completely caught on them. They need to rush. They can't afford to slow it down. They'll hit the 200 point mark, not even themselves, stuck on 198, but this has to be perfect going for the break.
Yeah, so class. They need to be perfect for sure.
That's
They've
three.
got the spawn. They got the kill in the back as well, potentially here. Zuko, no, he's shut down. Split spawns coming in from Iran. Now, all they need, 7 seconds. Can they get inside? Equalizer coming in, shutting them down for a second here. Can finally get kill feed going the way of Germany. They're in control, 45 seconds, and that spawn. This is a chance to take it right from under Iran's grasp and take the match and the series. Can they do it, or is Iran going to find that break that they ever so need?
Surely they have one more break in them. Iran, desperate to get this to a map 5, could potentially be so close, yet so far here is Germany just 20 points behind now. Complete control of the point. They can win it directly from here. Gone invested in that death machine, but getting nothing from it. Nariman with 3, and they still have spawns, Germany, to contest, but they're not going to be able to win it on this point, surely, which means we're going to go to that P4, and the rotations are going to be there to suit Iran. And Iran just going huge on this point. They're going to sneak it. 250, 236. We go to all round. We go to a map 5. Wow, what an end to that map.
250 to 236, but it looked like Germany were going to wait to close the final seconds, but Nariman comes in with the equalizer at the right time. Literally, he was that close away from the Germany player getting in to stop that second for the contest. Fortunately, not to be the case, and what a map that was for Nariman, to say this the least. There we go, 65 kills to only 38 deaths in a whole 1 minute and 41 seconds. Talk about impact. Yes, that is truly it. The player that just stood out so many times in that kill feed, along with Ares, he also getting past that 50 bomb. Phenomenal from the two players carrying Iran to take it to that map 5. Everything is all good as well. No DQs, no nothing. We're definitely going to that map 5. We're going into the firing range S&D. Zep, who's your money on now? Like, I mean, this is crazy.
65? Are you kidding me? I don't think I'm going to live that long. Never mind get that many kills in a game. What are we seeing? Like, this is absolutely crazy. I mean, look, when you talk about needing a performance beyond performances to get you over the line, right? You could make an argument that Iran nearly fumbled the bag. But what we saw was Germany step it up to a level that we know that they can step it up to, the level that they've shown at the beginning of both hard points that they've played in this series, that Iran has had the answer for. But we've seen Germany really extend it up. We've seen Germany come through with a clutch that you would normally see from a situation of where, all right, the team that was the favorites, they were on the back foot, but they're stepping it up now. They're coming through with that clutch moment where you're going to see, it's like, phaser optic, they've done it again. They were down, but they got over the line. You know, classic, better team comes through at the end. But Iran just stepped up the pressure, continued to pick up the kills. And what's crazy is that beyond any sort of like tactical prowess that they had, you know, in terms of the rotations between points, whatever it may be, the raw slaying power, taking that to a side like Germany is something that you can't scoff at. Like, that is really, really admirable stuff. Top performance. And I mean, be super confident going into this map 5, but after the bedlam of the map 2 search and destroy, you know, you never know what's going to happen at this stage.
Yeah, I am flabbergasted at this stage. I don't even know what to expect. Iran will be wanting an S&D like their first S&D, right? Not the second one that was reset and replayed, because that was well and truly Germany's favour. First chance at the whip. Do not have anything that's a band, unit, skill, whatever you could potentially have on. No weapon bans, come on. It's sort it out, lock yourself in, realize, right, we have this game on the lock and key. We want to try and take this right from Germany. Go into that grand finals up against England. It's all or nothing here. Germany versus Iran. Winner heads to grand finals. Loser will play Russia in that third place playoff. And it's all down to firing range S&D.
And as you said before, firing range S&D, it never really fails to disappoint. Always an absolute bang out. And who is going to get the first blood here on round 1? The sides flipped around. Germany now in blue. Iran are in yellow. And Nariman picking up the first blood there with the snipe against Neil. 4 versus 5 now. Germany on the back foot here, as they're looking to just try and keep this one on lock.
Yep. There we go. Spy will even things up a little bit here to make it a 4v4. But yeah, to take that bomb to any site so far from Iran. Playing it a little bit slower than we're used to seeing. Lighty though, he's going to get that scope kill once again on towards Nariman. There is now advantage for the defending side of Germany.
then Germany 4 versus 3, trying to keep this Iran side penned back. It has been a very, very slow start as both of these teams recognizing the pressure of this occasion. Again, going all the way towards a map 5, where the opportunities are huge for both of these sides, but only one of them going to be able to capitalize. 4 versus 2. Iran in a bit of trouble. Make that a 4 versus 1. The patience potentially paying off for Germany.
Yep, slow and steady. Can win the race. Here we go, coming through the doorway. Tycho's going to get the opportunity to take Zuko. That's 1. He's got to find another 2, though. And it's going to be Lighty and Gone, both with scopes. They've got to be playing this quite nicely here because they've got the angles on them. And there you go, you'll peek the corner. Lighty is already sighted and ready for that shot. Germany take the first round.
Great work from Germany, just playing it patient, not being overzealous. Again, giving, I think, the respect to this Iranian side, which they definitely deserve after that how they've played this series, and just, you know, having them come to them. They need to win as many of these defensive rounds as they possibly can. But Iran going very aggressive now towards this B. Neil going to be able to pick one off, but surely it's going to get flooded off this point. Never mind. It's actually going to be able to get another, and it's actually Spy on this B point who's picking up the kills. And this push has just gone absolutely nowhere for Iran as they have been picked apart.
It's another one of those ones that are going to run it down and hope for the best, but it doesn't work out. And Neil finds Ares, and all of a sudden it's all 5 dead. Germany 2-0 up. Quicker than you can blink.
Great round. Great round from Germany. Again, just dealing with the pressure. Iran just not checking the right places at the right time, it felt. You know, just pushing through, almost thinking that as long as they can avoid being seen, that they can get the pressure on the side. But if anything, that just gave Germany the chance to pick them apart once they established their positions. Need to get a bit more straight on here with this German side, which they should, considering they have proven that they have the ability to take them directly on in these 1v1 gunfights.
Definitely do. I've seen too much stuff in this kill feed. It's mixing back and forward. We're seeing kills going either way at the start, but it's still in favour of Germany. Lighty again finds Ares. All of a sudden it is gone. Find an exception. At least like Poco can make one back, but Zuko is going to be waiting again. It's 3-0 Germany. I think they picked this defensive side, knowing how well and how strong they are on that defense.
Yeah, they're really loving the defense here at the moment, keeping it clean as they want it. As you say, it's going to be important to get as many of these defenses as possible, because offense objectively harder on this map. But if Germany can keep up this form, then they will be very, very happy with how they end up. So far, it's perfect. Can they keep it that way? It's going to be a little bit harder this time as they're a player down 4 versus 3.
Yeah, very, very difficult task for sure. See if Germany can keep this momentum, though. They've got the advantage in terms of 3 rounds. Even though they got 1 down, I still feel like they still have a chance to take this round. Gone. Gets that first shot off. Ties things up here. 3 versus 3.
And Germany in the driver's seat. Iran down a life once again. Lighty picking up a huge kill. How is this one going to play out? Poco trying to get the snipe, just given a haircut, but nothing more. As he eventually gets taken out by Lighty. All up to Nariman for Iran.
That's the short sides. He just needs a short back, and that's all 3 of them just whiffing. But unfortunately, Nariman now on his own. Misses that one. There you go. There's the front, the sides, the back. It's all done. Everything's trimmed. I'll just take a little off the top.
And Nariman still trying to get this pick, but it's not quite working out. Just can't get the couple he needs, and eventually sliding right into the scopes of Lighty. But Germany keeps up this perfect streak.
Yep, 4 to the good. Iran yet to get off the mark. Iran not looking comfortable whatsoever in this attack on firing range. They'll be hoping their defense is as strong as Germany's is, and if not better. At least want to try and tag one. Nariman no through the Porter cabin, finds one on towards McNeil. A great lineup to find that first blood. And he finds a second as well, and all of a sudden Psycho will find Zuko. A better round here for Iran as they do get that bomb down here as well, and they're constantly 5 versus 2.
Good position for Iran here now. 4 versus 1. The trades coming through, leaving Spy the last alive to do it all, and not able to do any of it as Iran are able to pick up the first round. Hopefully for them, the first of many here, as they need to try and stifle the control that Germany has picked up.
Yeah, definitely have done a good job at it. Iran, though, that was a better round for them. The one on the attacking round, exactly what you need to do. Now see if you can try and find one more before the change of halves. Different read here this time round for Germany. 2 players over towards that B site, 3 players. Well, 2 players pretty much. A site, 1 mid map. That's McNeil. Zuko finds that first blood. It's a wraparound coming from B here as well. Might catch the players off guard. Player number 4. He's not paying attention from Iran. He is found out. That is Ipoko. Trades back and forward though. Exception will go down. Narman finding 2.
Yeah, huge to pick up. Narman once again being a clutch player for a side. 7 kills for Iran. Desperately trying to get this side through and get a couple of rounds on the board. 2 versus 3 though. It's going to need to pick up a couple of more here to try and get closer to evening. Yeah, you know, evening is the right word. I'm losing all sense of time here, folks, as they try to even this one back up. Iran though, Narman, he gets taken out. Actually, no, Narman gets the kill, excuse me. I've just completely lost it entirely, folks. My apologies. 1 versus 2 here for Narman.
At least nobody's completely lost it here yet. We're still completely in this round. Especially when Narman's doing that. He's pulled it to a 1v1 up against Gone.
My God, what a kill. God, versus Narman.
Love it.
Well,
love it. Honestly, love it. It's full wrap. They're just like out countering each other here as we get down towards B. Narman gonna get that plant, but the mid map straight up push coming in from Gone. Timing, Hunter killer. Oh, he's gonna weaken him. He's gonna get the chance, but Gone still wins it. Shoots the body and all and punches for good luck. He's like, shut up. I don't care what you throw it. Throw a little streak at me. I'm gonna come right at you and beat you down. Germany 5-1 up for the turn. 2 rounds to win here now. Need to do it this time on the attacking round.
Germany so close to tasting sweet victory here. Will anything get in the way of that? We will find out very shortly. Will it be Iran? It could be, as they try desperately to claw this one back. 2 rounds left to go for Germany. A mountain to climb for Iran, who've done so well to take it to a map 5. But will this be their undoing? As we now see them try to move forward here on this defense. Germany now on the offense, getting picked off by Poco.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Good out trades here. Germany still have a good position here. Now attacking side. Where do they go? Did they go towards this B site? Are they trying to clear some lanes here? But most of the players still checking out around mid map here. Narman, no, he is not stopping. I swear with that scope. 10 kills so far. And he is going to try and keep things going that way. Oh no, he's going. Oh, thought he was about to do the no scope shot off the top of the wall there, jumping down there. Here he is, though, misses his first, misses his second. Zuko will make sure he doesn't miss his VMP. And there you go. Narman, once again, he'll find the 11th with that scope.
Yeah, looking to try and find the 12th, and he does. That one there. Again, terrific performance from him. 12 kills already and counting. Gonna, as we've talked about, gonna need a damn sight more. Try and pull this back for his side. But another round going the way of Iran. It's certainly possible. They have proven that they can fight back against this German side. But again, having to not even give up more than 2 rounds of a search and destroy against a Germany who are, for all intents and purposes, feeling themselves at this moment. That is going to take a lot out of Iran, who've already proven and given so much to this series.
Yep. Definitely. I mean, Narman would say it's 12 kills with that scope, right? 13 kills now as he finds Spy, but he has got more than all of these players combined on that team. He's definitely doing the job that he needs. Exceptional finds 2 there in that round. I say one player that we've seen using a completely different weapon than most. But you know what? Iran win the round, and that's all that matters. There is another round on the board, chalked up 5-3. Germany lead. 2 more rounds for them to win the map in the series potentially, but Iran are bringing back in this defensive rounds. It just shows you how powerful that defense is.
Absolutely, and you know they have players as well that can improve. Aries only on 1 kill. There's plenty of room for a player of that caliber to pull a couple more out of the bag, and when they do, they're going to make life very difficult. But Gone picking up a huge 2 deal with another. This is the opportunity they need. Narman's trying to pick up as many snipes as he can before he gets flooded, but he can only pick up 1. And now he's the last alive in a 1 versus 3. That bomb gonna go down, but Nariman picking up another. 1 versus 2.
What?
40 seconds to get it.
Can anybody stop that man? I need to shut him down. He is just doing absolutely God's work for Iran here.
He's got an AR now in hand as well, the XM4, so he has the good combination. Needs to get the pick. He gets. Does he get a hit marker on that one?
He does. He got the hit marker. He gets it again as well. Second hit marker, and Zuko will shut him down. 1 round away for Germany to win this series. We'll say it lightly, because it's still not done yet. Iran still has opportunities.
Yes, that is why it's not done. Iran still having opportunities, says Iran needing to pick up, well, a copious amount of rounds with a team that's proven that they can do it. Now I'm 16, truly anything is possible, as Germany now desperately trying to get themselves over the line. 1 minute 40 left to go, plenty of time. They play patience on this offense, but Exception getting the first blood, doing a little tango there, left and right, as now Gon's going to try and angle his way over towards that A. But it's a difficult angle to chow with that shotgun, I would say. You know, unless you get pushed tight up to the door, you can end up chowing a very wide point. But Exception coming through with another. He slid through the back. And only able to get the 1, surprisingly.
So close to the second as well, but Spies there. Aries gets to trade out, and Iran once again win another round. 6-4 it goes. It is close. It is nasty, but that Switchblade, Exception has. He's done it in every single game, right? He's had the Switchblade out at times, and he's getting lots of kills with it. It's like the only one player that I've seen carrying that one so far in any of the casts I've watched, to be honest, which is very strange. Maybe it just suits that style and that play, but it's throwing shoulders like that and getting tags up maybe suits him well. Fair enough, because the VMP seems to be more of a common pick in terms of that SMG. So a very interesting choice from Exception. It's definitely the exception that we see on the screen.
Absolutely trying to get an assist and pulling it back for Iran. Germany in trying to get advanced, but that first blood coming through, another being taken out, and Germany just getting picked apart now in their offenses as Neil and Spy, the last 2 left alive in positions where they're no real threat as of yet. And Iran, for the most part, have pretty much locked down this defensive effort. But hello, Sailor. What a nice shot there by Neil to try and get these lives a little bit closer to even. This would be some clutch from Germany in this round, but you know, easier said than done. Neil and Spy have picked up quite a few kills, but I mean, Iran are very set up to lock either bomb site down.
Yeah, both bomb sites very much overlooked here, and going to get the chance to find the bomb carrier as well. An Exception with the kill to make it 1 versus 4, and that's going to be an easy enough shot. Guess what? Narman close to that 20 kill bomb so far. 19 as he leads that final kill. Now, start off strong here. A big pick from Naram, and all of a sudden Iran have got a chance to tie things up and make it to what was it called? A decider. What's it called when it's
overtime?
Even overtime. That's the word. There we go. We'll remember.
And wow, I mean, like this has been such a series to watch, folks, as well as we potentially go to an overtime. Nearly 2 hours we spent in this series. That just shows how close it's been between the both, as Germany are getting shut down on this rapid offensive play, and Spy desperately trying to rotate out, managing to pick up 2 that he absolutely should not have gotten. Is he going to make it 3? Do they still know he's in here? You do have Aries holding the line down wide, but they are going to cook a nade in. Equipment destroyed. God, they're just toying with him in here. They all know he's here, but no, this can't happen. This can't happen. I will lose it. Oh my God, they get it. We're going to an overtime.
Imagine.
Oh my God, that would have been historic if he was able to clutch. What would that have been? The 1v5 from a hut? I think it would have been.
It would have been, yeah. It would have been disgusting. That's what it would have been. It would have been absolutely disgusting. Iran taking it to overtime. Now, target is 8. You need to win by 2 clear. It looks like his things stand here as well. So you want to try and make sure you give yourself a good stand, but we'll be switching back and forward. You won't be getting rounds in a row here. It'll be a defense, then an attack, then a defense, and it'll work its way around. So it could go on for some time. We know how strong that defensive side tends to be. Aries looking for the wall bangs and the reads of where they expect it. These COD mobile players just know the map so well. McNeil, though, he's the one to find Aries, as Aries has been taking some shots, so all of a sudden he's the one to be on the receiving end.
And no one wants that. What a shot from Neil. A 3 versus 5. Iran struggling here in this round. Germany look like they're going to take the lead.
Yeah, this is the joys of a defensive round, right? Seems to be the case. There we go. And Naraman, this is what we need. He gets a 20 bomb. Picks up that shotgun as well. Oh, nope. Decides against it. He goes for the main steam pistol instead. Probably better. Anyway, if you're not going to hit that one shot kill, shotgun, one shot kill, sniper. But you have to connect. And these couple of shots have just been missing here. But he knows where Spy is. Just needs to bide his time. He's on his own.
In Germany, again, being very disciplined here, happy to take their time, recognizing that they're up against a player with 20 kills. They are not going to directly challenge him when it's absolutely necessary. He's going to maybe be afforded the opportunity to get a bomb down, but he doesn't need to. He's just going to take Gon's dome clean off his scalp as he's looking to maybe try and get a second. Oh my god, he takes the pop shot through the wall. You jammy saw it, Nariman. 1 versus 1. The bomb's down. Spy versus Nariman. Will he hit the shot?
Oh, he does!
My God! What? Just hand him the MVP trophy. Hand him it right now.
1v3. Sniper in hand. Gets the bomb down and still wins the gunfight in the end. I know. Match point. Iran. In a defense as well. I mean, what better could you ask for after Nariman clutching up?
And actually, you know, a 1 versus 4 as well, just to even, you know, further.
Oh, he's got the first blood as well.
Oh my god, someone stop this man. Someone stop him. This is outrageous. This is absolutely outrageous from Nariman now on 24. I mean, we've seen good search and destroy KDs, but this is just something else altogether. As Germany now 3 versus 4. The upset is in the cards. Iran could be going to the grand finals. Oh, hang on though. What a gunfight to lose.
Yeah, Zuko winning that is unbelievable. We've got 2 shots off with a shotgun. None of them connect, but Zuko will make sure that he's spraying in the right direction. Ties things up 3 versus 3, but still, I'd say I'd favour the defenders here so far. Germany still having to get towards that site with that bomb. And they're not yet done it yet. Not going to give the time. 48 seconds before the game and the round is over, which will always favour Iran on that defense. There you go, Lighty with a scope. There we go. This is an opportunity. And now Spy, he dips out. He decides, right, there's one player missing. We're going on a hunt. We might find him. They do find him on the cross exception. Shut down. 3 versus 1. It's all Nariman's opportunity now. What's this defense going to do? Is he going to do 1v3 this time around as they head towards B?
He's so good, he decided to disconnect and reconnect mid-round. But it's not enough to pick up the kill. Oh no, unfortunate there for Iran buying themselves. I said they, Nariman buying the side the opportunity, but then I believe at least disconnecting, so wasn't able to take it. I was wondering why he was being so stoically still versus at that 8 point. But it was for a reason. Now back to even.
Yep, very much down to even again. This time, returns where we get in attackers winning the rounds. Defense not proving strong in overtime. This is where you need it though. All of a sudden, Germany wants to go back-to-back rounds. Find a good couple of kills early on. Give yourself that favour. Nariman, he's still alive. He's going to find one. He's going to find a second. Of course he is. Takes it to 26 kills. Takes it to 27 and wins a round.
I mean, listen. We're going to put a bet on for a Nariman 50 bomb. All right, it might be on. We're going to see the first search to destroy 50 bomb. He's halfway there.
I mean, a 30 bomb, I feel like that's already ridiculous, right? Let's be honest. I feel like if you hit a 30 bomb in the search and destroy, especially when it's only been this many rounds, that is just something else nonetheless.
What's the
Germany are running it down
last time?
Yeah, traded phone for 1. Nariman, again, finds Zuko. Nariman finds Lighty. I thought I was going to see Nariman for a 3rd, but exception gets shut down. Psycho falls from Vic Neal. It's already 2 versus 2. Germany managed to pull that back somehow. But Iran have still got the chance to win this with Nariman finding the 30 bomb. Nariman falls, but here is wins around. Iran win 9-7, ladies and gentlemen. Iran are your players to go into that grand final. Nariman, pick yourself up a wee trophy just to put your name on it. MVP for the series. That was phenomenal. What a round of search and destroy. What was that? 32 kills in the end, was it? Maybe?
Listen, I mean, all that we could say that it's not Iran that's made it to the grand finals. It's Nariman that's made it to the grand finals. All right, Iran can just tag along for the Germany or the journey.
The journey.
Nariman that is there to thank. 30
scary.
in the end up. I mean, take a bow, son. That is just a phenomenal KD. Massive congratulations to them. The underdog side were predicted, just 25% of people watching at the beginning of the stream predicted them to take on and beat Germany. And they managed to come through with the win at the end, right at the death. I mean, what a performance. Just unbelievable. Such a fun series.
88 people voted for it as well, and only 25% were right. That is crazy to think about. I was one of the ones that voted Germany on the off chance that was going to be the case.
I voted
but you know
Iran.
what?
I voted Iran.
Yeah.
I just want to say it.
You knew it. You knew it all along. That's what it is. Key knowledge, right? He knows his ball with this boy.
I do.
Zep knows ball, that is for sure. But what a fantastic game. We went all the maps. We even got an extra map just for safekeeping, just to see it out for a little bit longer in this Nations Cup. That was it for semi-finals. You're going to see Germany once again, but you won't see them on stream. They will be playing up against Russia for that third place playoff opportunity. You're going to see a massive Sunday coming up, though. Best of 7 is between England and our other semi-final winners here, Iran, who will be facing them off in the grand final for Nations Cup 2025. Zep, it won't be us, sadly, but you know what? Nonetheless, I'll be tuning in. I'll be wanting to watch if Nariman could do anything like he just did in that last Search and Destroy. Can he beat the 30 bomb? We'll have to wait and see come Sunday. He's going to have plenty of chances to do so. Any final words before we close us out?
Well, ultimately, final words. Just want to say, massive thank you to the entire team for having both myself and, yourself on, Mark, as well. I know you've done a lot more COD Mobile than I have. And, it's been an absolute pleasure to step in here and help cover the Nations Cup 2025. Again, it's been a long year for these guys. Again, it was supposed to end in 2025. It's now 2026, folks. That just shows the delays that happened due to, outside factors. But it's been genuinely such a pleasure to come on board here to continue to work with yourself, Mark, and get a chance to finally work in COD Mobile, sort of a competitive scene that I've admired for many, many years and didn't really know where to begin. So I want to thank everyone here as well for giving me the opportunity to come on board and have the opportunity to cover these games. Some of these games have been absolutely immaculate to watch, no more so than the series we are just after covering. So again, best of luck to the entire team covering the grand final then on Sunday. It's been absolutely terrific to be a part of it this season.
Yep, exactly that. Fewer words to be said more than that, Zep. That was fantastically spoken, well said. And you know what? It was fantastic to watch and join this alongside yourself as well and get yourself into COD Mobile. It's been an absolute blast. It's crazy to see COD Mobile as it is such a great esport to watch. It's just frantic and just so much chaos, and I love it. But we're going into that grand finals. Iran versus England come Sunday. You know where to be. Same time as last time. It is 8 p.m. Central Eastern Time, right here on the Atlas GG. It's going to be the grand finals. We'll see you then. Well, not us, but you'll see the casters and the rest of the team there. And thank you very much for tuning in. Peace out.